to the stream.
Hey.
We are the Wileyverse, and we are back for another action-packed Savage Rifts adventure. We are -1 player. He tragically died in a bowling accident. It's terrible.
He was caught
we're
bowling
just
and died.
in his memory. We're just going to push on. I mean, he didn't do much anyway, so just kidding. He is.
That's a strange way to start this stream.
He's currently getting us libations because he is very nice like that.
We got a slightly late start.
I am Wiley. This is the Wileyverse. We run games. With me, as always, is Mitch playing the Glitter Boy. Big walking tank of armor, which right now in its current state isn't so glittery.
It's still a tank. It's just not walking very well.
Yeah. They will be here with us shortly, playing the dog boy Beethoven, who is now a power armor pilot. He's got his nice big power armor. And I am running the NPC Shawnee, a tattoo magicked Atlantean undead slayer. Rifts is a crazy post-apocalyptic sci-fi fantasy realm where it's our Earth destroyed by some cataclysm, magic flooded it, regimes rose from the ashes, and now there's mutants, magic, monsters, mecha. I don't know anything else to alliterate with all that. Thank you, sir. Ooh, easy.
Like choked on air. Seriously, I was like, ah.
You had the Joker in the last round. Everyone still has their current chips, right? Because we're continuing the same battle.
So these are actually Roberts from so. Alright. I was just about to ask if we're going to keep our bennies, because...
Yeah, you were in the middle of a fight, so I'm just going to let them roll.
Alright.
Alright. Let me just go somewhere else.
Let's play.
Here's the spiel, and then here's the...
Start over.
No, we were streaming. I just wanted to reset the chat room so I knew what was going on. Alright. Our cooler is on the fritz, so I apologize. It's a little bit warm in here today.
It's okay.
Well, we have these nice, cool, refreshing limonchata. What are the Pellegrino? Limonchata? Yeah.
You can tell
limonadas.
Limonadas.
It's basically just Italian for lemonade.
You guys got most of that stuff, because I fucked up.
There's a whole other bottle.
I know, but
Oh.
if you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoops.
Alright.
The poor person's lemonade.
Castle Refuge, having recently been saved from the siege of the Shifter. Always avoid alliteration. Was also beset by the Splugorth from Atlantis. Your team had decided to stay and deal with the Splugorth threat, and the first part of that was to try to capture Altera warrior women from a barge, a slave barge, and destroy one to kind of start sending a message that you guys aren't going to be pushed around. You're in the middle of that fight, which has gone...
We're getting pushed around a little bit.
Yeah, you're getting pushed around. You thought you set up a pretty good ambush over a canyon where the slaver was passing through after a fresh slave raid. You have wiped out most of the legionnaires that were protecting it. You have taken out a Metzla biotank morph. But then an equestrian power armor, it's basically a big mecha that looks like a centaur, almost killed the Glitter Boy. Thanks to a last-ditch save from the Hermes system he had just installed. He is still with us, but his armor is now halved in the front with no laser protection. Sugar is not happy.
I don't care what Sugar thinks about it at the moment.
She is very worried about you. You are on the other side of the canyon with Shawnee. You had rescued her after her wings got clipped.
Good save, by the way.
Yeah.
You basketball player last session.
I also blew up the armor that was killing you.
Yeah.
You did.
He fusion grenaded it. You plugged all 3 fusion grenades into it, making it into a little nuclear reactor, or fusion reactor, right on top of it, detonating the front of the armor. So that's where we're at. Somewhere down in the canyon, the barge is still there. It's raining because Shawnee did her control weather ability. So hopefully you'll be able to spot it if you look down there, if you guys want to stay. And as I said before, retreat is a good tactic because at least you get information out of it. You now know how powerful a Splugorth barge and its protectors are.
I don't know anything about the barge. We haven't even seen the thing yet.
Oh, it's been casting spells at Shawnee and him this entire time.
So, if we leave... I don't want to leave without sending a message, like one last little, up yours. Are we within sight of the rift that they came through and out
Oh,
of?
no.
No? Okay.
No, that's way far away. If you were close to that, you'd have automated defenses and other things
That's
that
what I thought.
brought
Right.
through attacking you. No, it just left that town that it just raided. You're like just about 10 miles outside of one of the villages that Castle Refuge oversees.
Well, I'm burned, but I'm not done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is definitely true. 2, 9, ace. So
Yeah, I go first. I don't get 3.
huh?
I don't get
Oh,
3.
you know.
So what do you want? 2 wounds still?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at 2 wounds. His armor's pretty wrecked.
So I'm going to be at negatives for not only my wounds, but also for my messed up armor is going to...
Could I use that 9? Is that how bad it is?
3, 4, 6. You would have had a 9 if I didn't screwed up the first draw. No, you would have had a 2. You'd have had another 2. Shawnee with the 3 and ace of diamonds. Whoop. And the enemies with Jack of Hearts. All right. So, ace of diamonds goes first. Shawnee is looking at the carnage around and asking real quick, are we continuing to engage this thing?
I'll put it in your hands. I'll fight to the death. I'm a great boy. I don't give up.
But you need to make sure that armor gets into someone else's hands if you die.
I think for now we're still in the fight, so yes.
All right. Well,
Is Shawnee hurt?
Shawnee, I don't think she's hurt. Nope, she is hurt.
She ain't hurt. I'm not hurt. It's only the.
Well, then we'll say that then we can continue, but I'm going to remain up here. Because, like exactly what he said, we pass the armors along. If I go down in the canyon and lose this armor, I lose more than myself and my dignity.
Yeah.
I lose this Golden Age armor.
And
So-
hell, if the Splugorth get their hands on that thing,
Yeah.
that's bad news all around.
So I'm going to stay up here. Hell or high water. So
Now, you had been staying up there the entire time anyway.
that's a good point. I get it. I'm just saying I'm not advancing anymore. Because I had plans to get down in there and raise that forest if I had to, but now it's more of a stay up here so Honeycomb can pick the armor up with my dead body in it.
It wouldn't be like Honeycomb could probably lift it. Yeah, you could lift it. but it would be...
I'm thinking Jimbo.
Jimbo.
Sorry,
Jimbo would come get it in the...
I mix Jimbo and Honeycomb up a lot.
Yeah.
Because their names sound very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Honeycomb looks like a bumblebee.
Jimbo looks like he got stung by a couple bumblebees. Y'all want to take the Emerald out?
Jimbo and the Evinrude. Alright. So.
Is there anything you, Shawnee, can do to, like, pinpoint that?
I can head down there and try to engage it. Like,
Barge. Can't
the
think of
barge.
word.
Yeah, she's like, we need to take the fight to that barge. It's gone too long with it just running rampant on us.
Well, I can suppress. I can continue firing into the forest around it.
Yeah.
Knocking stuff down, making fire,
Or at
messing
least what
shit
you
up.
think is around it.
Yeah.
Because
we
like,
still
you guys
can't see it.
haven't spotted it yet, but that's because you've been dealing with all these other things. You haven't made a perception check to search for it specifically since she started making it rain, because the tank rolled up, the equestrian rolled up. Make it rain. So Shawnee's like, I'm about to do something really stupid, and I need someone else down there with me. And she jumps off the side of the canyon and starts sliding down back to where she was.
Okay.
I say, let's call the backup to come meet her downstairs.
Because unless you engage this thing, you're not going to get... Like, she thinks if she approaches the barge, she's like, I'm going to go engage the barge, those women are going to jump off to fight me. But that Splugorth is also going to be shooting at me, throwing magic, doing whatever it can. So if I can lead the women away from the barge, then it's open season on it.
Yeah.
I got your back, Shawnee. Let's go.
Alright. So she jumps down, slides down the side of the canyon.
I just imagine my glitter boy looks like Max Headroom right now. I'm like, I'll wait up here for you. Good luck, guys.
12, 16 for her athletics check, or her...
Jumping, sliding check.
Jumping, sliding check, her agility check for that. And a 10 for spotting where she thinks the barge is. So she calls out where she thinks it is, the coordinates, as she slides down to the bottom. And then start action.
Nice. So at the end of the last round, before I got popped a little bit, you were saying my tow hook is in the ground. When I missed, is it secure enough, or do I need to like punch it in? The decision dice.
The decision die. 1 through 3, it is securely fastened to the ground. The big die. No.
It is not. Okay.
So it just kind of
so
knocked off and went
because
into dirt.
because of damages that have happened to me, I'm going to be shooting at a -1 for my knife, -2 for my wounds.
There's something else though, because Sugar speaks up first. I am sensing a spike in power of the reactor of that suit. I think it's about to explode.
This suit?
No, the suit that just died next to you.
Yoink. So let's run along the top. I'm not going in, but I'm getting away.
Okay,
So
so-
we're taking another position.
So next to you is the suit crumpled on the ground. Over here is the ravine, the part of the canyon that dropped out, which they all had to jump over and you ran around.
I forgot about that.
So you can try to run past the suit and hope you get far enough away. You can jump into the ravine and slide down into the canyon. Or you can try to like shoot your grapples across and pull yourself across to the other side of that washed out part of the canyon.
We're going to run past the suit.
Okay. Trying to get it up to full speed, and she's like, we've lost a lot of power.
Yeah.
Do you want me to cut power to something?
Sensors for now. Gun power. And we don't need the boosters for kickback, so everything except legs, I guess.
So she turns off thrusters. She turns off thrusters. She turns off your advanced sensor suite, so you just have forward cameras. She turns off your gun actuators, but she keeps the coil powered up just in case.
Makes sense. She's smarter than me.
And pumps up all that power back into your actuators, and you're getting up to I think it's 60 or 80 miles an hour you can run.
It's a 6 plus 1d6.
Yeah, it's that, but you go ahead and roll the pace, because that's what's going to determine if you get out of this thing's range.
$10?
10 plus 6? 16?
Oh, no, plus 1d6, so I just rolled 3d6. Oh, so it would only be... Oh, I see. It's 8 then. Sorry.
Okay. So, wait, what's your pace?
My pace is 6, so I rolled a d6.
No. So your pace is 6 and it says plus 1d6?
Oh, okay.
So it's just literally like just roll a d6.
Oh, okay. So then it would have been these two then without this. So
You don't have a wild die on it.
5, yeah. Oh, no wild die? So.
No, I don't. It's not a trait roll.
Gotcha. 1.
Ooh. Do you want to spend a Benny?
Yeah.
Okay. If spending a Benny, I'll give you max pace.
All right.
Like, I'm not gonna let you roll another 1. So you get it up to speed, and you can, like, the most grating thing, like, for you is that there's something on the right side, like where the missile went in. There's something in this leg actuator that keeps catching every time you run. So it's like.
Plus, like, feel air and
oh yeah,
stuff. That's horrible.
You know that you're exposed right here. Like, this camera has a crack through it, so you have vision, but in the right pan vision there's a crack, but in the left eye vision it's full. Your OCD of having everything right is just going.
Turn the low ammo counter back on.
All the freaking damage alarms went on. She hasn't silenced them yet because.
Well, I want to hear them.
All right. So they're gonna go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stun blaster shots are going at Shawnee as she's sliding down from the barge.
7, huh?
7.
Do you need some extra D4s?
No.
D4s, right?
6 and 7. Nope. There's one that's better than the others.
Which one is that?
The Splugorth itself.
Oh. I think that one of your dice is better than the other.
Yeah, there is. Well, no, but there's
not the type.
There's a D10 in with all the D8s. GT.
There he is. GT, send me Facebook likes and prayers. I'm doing poorly.
He is doing very poorly. She ain't getting put down. So she gets hit twice as she's like getting all this stuff, but she just shrugs off the stun blasts. Doesn't penetrate her magical armor and her will to be a badass in this scenario. And she slides down. And if you're watching, you kind of get an even better idea of where the barge is as you see these static blasts come out from all around it.
Too bad you weren't watching with your 6 over there. You're like licking your nuts. Good to see you making the power armor. Make this section more flexible. Why? No reason.
You remember what happened last session, right, GT? You got that missile in the gut, and now the equestrian power armor is about to explode.
And I've literally naturally natural 1 failed running away from an explosion, and I had to Benny my escape.
Now what's happening?
The equestrian power armor is exploding.
Okay. I was like, is something shooting me now? Should I be aware?
21, 11, 10 isn't going to get through your armor. So that thing explodes behind you. You get thrust forward. Make a quick agility check to see if you can keep it up with that. I'll give you a +2 because you're...
No wild die?
Yes, with a wild die. You're an ace. You're a power armor jock.
Take the +2 off because my wounds.
Right.
8.
That's good enough. So you keep going.
Power armor jock, motherfucker.
Hey. So.
Oh yeah, you're still here.
Yeah. Bringing up the rear, boys.
In the rear with the gear.
So first off, you guys, I mainly just want to see, can I tell where the barge is now?
Make a perception.
Dude.
Alertness, notice, whatever it is in this game.
It's like,
Playing multiple games is like perception, alertness, notice. Make the looking roll.
Is a 9 any good?
Is that with your +2? Your heightened senses?
I don't know, because my helmet's still on.
Well, you're still a dog boy, so your vision is better than a human's.
Okay.
You can't smell
then
magic,
11,
but you can still track, yeah.
And does the sensor suite for that thing give you any bonuses? Did we look that up?
We did not look that up.
I don't think it does, but the +2 from just being able to pick out what's wrong on your screen. 11?
Mm-hmm.
That's with a raise, so you do see the outline, you see where the static is coming from, you have a really good idea of where the barge is. You can also see that there's things floating out around it that are also blocking the rain. So it has its eyes still floating around, which also have little turrets on them. And it's got those cells, those cages, which are about 12 to 15 foot diameter, about 6 foot deep, just big clamshell looking things that are holding people in them that it's going to use as defenses.
Do I still have like a legit action to make
Yes.
at this point? Okay.
Yeah, that's just a passive.
So I can see, I can more or less see the barge itself and these other things.
Mm-hmm.
But I still can't pinpoint like the Splugorth slaver or the
in fact, it's
warriors.
just kind of it's almost like a dome. So you think there's some type of shielding around it because it's not like hitting off what looks to be individual shapes. You just see a big dome where you think the barge is itself. The biggest blocking of rain in all the little places that are blocking rain.
Ion grenades, or whatever it was, a fusion.
Fusion.
Yeah.
I was thinking of using.
Just stun or disrupting grenades. We have neural maces for later, but
I do have stun grenades, but like if there's a shield, I don't care about stunning a shield.
Nope.
I need to get through it somehow, so I'm thinking plasma or fusion's probably the way to go. If it's magic, I don't know that either's gonna.
not to mention the fusion might take out the slave cages.
And the Altera warrior women are probably still on it, and that is goal number 1.
I know.
Is getting them.
And yes, GT, if I had smoke currently equipped, I'd probably use one of those. But
You can individual load one and shoot in the same action. If you want to try to put one underneath the barge to try to highlight it.
that or try to melt the shield on my
Or
options.
try to melt the shields. I mean, you have a lot more options than that.
I mean, yeah, I could throw a rock too, I
You
guess.
can shoot your railgun. You can, like, I don't know, like
Lick nuts. Oh.
retreat.
You licked your butt on accident.
You can also, I don't know, you could shoot at the things that are like you think that are smaller, the eyeball ones. Yeah.
So obviously, one way or the other, I'm going to skinny the information that, like, here's the barge. Like, do I pinpoint, though, where those stun shots came from?
They came from, what'd you get? You got 11. So, where that dome is, it seemed like they came from, like, 8 of them, from around the kind of perimeter of the dome, and then 1 of them from the center of the dome. Which makes sense, because that's where you have the book, right? It's the main rule book back there.
No, somehow.
Right?
The main
No,
book?
there it is.
Oh, right there. Yeah, so, you guys can show it. The stuns are coming from their little guns. And the spool growth itself has...
We're trying to save these young ladies.
Yeah. And the spool growth itself has one on its arm. You can see it up there. So they all have the same gun. The barge is much bigger than this depiction. It is like 20 feet by 20... Like it's a 20-foot diameter. With 8 points where those women are. They only showed 2 or 3. So
if I were to load up a smoke grenade and shoot it, basically, like, what kind of area of effect does it have? Like, how much does it cover?
it would cover like a 10-foot to 15-foot area, but if you can like put it underneath the barge or somewhere nearby, then it's going to come up like it's floating, it's anti-grav, so it'll come out the entire 20-foot. You know, it would just coat the entire barge.
All you have to do is put it someplace where it looks unusual.
Yeah.
The smoke comes out, we're like, that doesn't look right.
And the thing is, like, you could even put it in front of it if you use the dark smoke and start blinding it so it's not, so they can't shoot their blasters as well. They'll be using the floaty eyes for information, but they still won't have that direct line of shot, and it would mark where it is, and it would have to move through it or around it.
I kind of want to not only mark it, but also blind their view to me and Shawnee, since they just fired upon us.
Yeah, because that's what you want to get closer. I mean, Shawnee is going to engage this barge in melee, because that's the only way to get the women out. They will come out to attack.
And so my thought is, like, if I can do that, and if they can't see us, then they might have to come down to where, like, they're going to have to get closer. And that'll...
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
are you also jumping down, or are you staying up there and just taking that shot to cover her for right now?
I thought you already followed him.
He is not. He said he was going. He said that he is backing up her plan.
For now, I'm just going to take that shot from where I'm at.
So, no minuses, just take the shot.
Take the shot. And just one shooting die, because I'm shooting one grenade?
These are... Yes, they will not be able to see... they won't care about the grenades. The blind warrior one won't care about the grenades. But the Splugorth itself will.
So since I'm...
Actually, they are... I forgot about that. They are blinded by rain. Because they have sonar. Like a radar type thing. So they're... with Shawnee putting that rain out there, they have all kinds of penalties to their rolls.
The warrior woman?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for bringing that up. I completely forgot about that.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work like Daredevil with Ben Affleck, or like the rain.
The rain
paints
like
everyone's
pings off everyone.
Yeah.
No. They pretty much lose half their vision when they're in rain.
Well, when they shoot at me, remember that.
Yes, and also your dark smoke does affect their vision as well if you use the dark smoke. The magic roll, anti-magic.
But since I'm preloading just one, is it just a one shooting that I'm doing?
It's one shoot, one roll with one wild die.
Got it. And I will use the dark smoke since that seems to be the better one to go with.
Yeah, it's a success.
Maybe.
Yeah, kind
4?
Yeah. And the 4 hits.
Okay.
Where you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good enough.
Another cloud of dark smoke appears. That's what I called it, right? Dark smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The magical ones.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just keeping track of all the grenades I've used.
Mm-hmm. Didn't want to switch up my lingo in the middle. So now there is a curtain of, big area of dark smoke in front of where you think the barge is. Shiny even calls out, good thinking, Beethoven, which allowed me to cover the distance.
She was talking to me, but she got our names mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course. Like hobbling around up there.
Jesus, man. You're rude. King. Come on. Way to waste a king card.
Yeah, I would have taken even the clubs one. What?
2, 4, 9.
Damn it.
So rude.
I got 3.
It's actually because I fucked up the first pull. Is probably why all of this is happening. I pulled 3 for you instead.
That's right. Yeah, it's just everything's off by 1.
7, 9 for Shawnee. 7, 9, 7, 9.
Joker for
Yeah.
Blue
You.
7, King of Spades, so they go first. All right.
So at this point, I know it's not his turn yet, but at this point, because of the smoke and my skinning, he can more or less see where...
I have a general idea.
His sensors are all off, so he can't... Until he gets that back on, all of that data you relayed isn't going to mean anything.
I'm basically done for a turn so that I didn't blow up.
Yes, so he didn't get another major blast off of a canyon wall.
Yeah, sure.
I almost feel like you're Iggy again when on the session with the kids.
That's cool. I feel like you're in that session with the neuron beast that was beating your ass.
I don't know if you noticed, I've yet to be hit. So...
Oh, well, you just joined the fight finally, so we'll see how you do.
I saved Shawnee and I saved your ass.
Right.
Now you're saying I just joined the fight? Remember, I did some Space Jam shit. I jumped over a pile, shot grenades, killed a bunch of slaves.
I just did some Roger Rabbit shit. I escaped a cartoonish amount of violence.
Also, I wasn't talking shit. I was mainly just referencing how, you're like, I can't use my abilities because of the kids. It's like, right now, you're like, I can't shoot because I don't want to blow up the people we're trying to save.
I can continue to fire around.
You can absolutely... Everyone can shoot if they want to ignore the mission.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying,
there's other stuff to do.
He's trying not to kill these warrior women that
I'm just trying to stay alive at the moment.
Well,
actually.
I know, but
They
It's
are
raining
more...
too,
Yeah,
but
they are
I feel
more
like I peed my
important
pants
than
'cause
than killing the slaver.
Yeah.
Because killing the slaver is killing a slaver.
Oh.
Getting the Altera warrior woman will give you intel on the entire operation about this type of incursion. Alright, wow. I also just realized something. I want you to realize this too. Because you have a hole in you, and your armor is halved, if you get hit with any plasma, anything,
burn up inside
you're
my
dead.
suit.
Yeah.
I die inside. Yeah.
So, just to keep that in mind.
I thought we talked about that last
Yeah,
session.
because of someone had plasma grenades and all that stuff, and what they do to the Legionnaires who aren't fully encased. But I just wanted to remind you, you are in a very precarious position.
you're vulnerable.
And the other thing on that, the other arm of this blue growth slaver is a plasma blaster.
Yep.
So
So dodge that.
he has a stun blaster and a plasma blaster. Oh no, that is a plasma blaster on his arm. He has this barge-mounted stun blaster. Alright. Okay.
I think they should lose their turn based on indecisiveness.
We would lose our turns all the time if that was an actual penalty.
And alright, I just took like 10 minutes trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you can't spell it. You don't know what the Splugruff did, but he didn't shoot this turn. The big stun blast didn't come out of there.
I think he farted. It smells now.
What?
For the audience at home, he tried to dispel the rain, the control weather effect, and failed. So, good for Shawnee. None of the stun blasts coming out of the cloud hit. There's some movement through the dark smoke and through the rain of some things that are blocking rain. You think he's repositioning slave cages. Also, there are more legionnaires regrouping in other parts of the canyon. And you think there's at least one more Metzla that's coming up from the rear. One of the big biological
Metzla's
insect
the thing that he shot and killed, right?
Yes. You don't think it's
to be
the
more specific, I shot and killed a lot of
you don't think it's a tank form, but there's something larger moving through the trees at the back of the canyon. Kings.
I need to turn and lock in with optimal view of canyon, not just where we think the barge is, but really for bringing up the rear.
You've moved forward, so you are now more ahead of the group.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
No, because behind you was
that means I can see what's going on, right?
Right. So like you can get a pretty good, like, now you don't have to worry about getting a wide angle in the canyon. You can go down the canyon and cover the sides of the canyons and stuff.
So lock in facing into the canyon so I can see.
So you turn, you didn't disable your pylons, so your pylons go in. She shifts everything from all of its other stuff.
So then as a free action, can I order the animation of my stuff? Yeah.
Right. So your
power on.
Your thrusters come back on, your tow hooks come back on, your the gun actuators are coming back on this turn. So you can't pull your gun out, but you do have your other gun if you want to take a pot shot at something.
No.
Or anything like that.
We can ignore me for one round.
Your sensors come back on, and you're starting to get the data from everyone else. So. Okay.
I believe my 9 goes before.
Yep, nine of clubs goes last, so go for it.
But I don't know what I want to do. Wait, where are these legionnaires grouping up at?
So they're still on the. You are. Okay. Let me get my bearings here in this fictional landscape. They were heading northwestish along this canyon. So, you guys are on the northern side of this canyon. That's where the barge is. When you first came, you were on the southern side of the canyon. So the barge went to the north. You jumped across, did all that stuff. So you're coming down, like you're over here, and Shawnee came down. You're on the north side. He's on the south side, way up ahead now, looking back. And the Legionnaires are still on the southern side because they were the ones there to screen and start to lob grenades and stuff up at you when you were on that side. So the main concentration of them is still to the south and further back than the barge just moved because you had so much disruption on them that they're now just regrouping where they were and they have to catch back up to the barge. So they're pretty far back. I mean, Not farther than bullets, but...
Okay. So, like, basically right now they're not a threat.
They are not, no. You don't know what kind of guns or gear they have. One of them had a rocket launcher, which I think you blew the hell out of.
Pretty sure he killed.
That was one of those like natural huge numbers where it was
like that grenade launcher or that rocket launcher is
that
probably not in existence anymore. But it's not to say that they don't have more of that kind of gear laying around or in their midst.
And can I tell what figures were moving through the smoke?
Make a notice.
With wild or no?
Yes.
Hey.
4. Plus 2,
I got excited because you were using
6.
your percentage dice.
No, not really. It's too much. Too much smoke and rain going on to get a clear definition. If anything, you get a feeling that you get a hunch, like you think they're larger than the little eyeball things you've seen, but you don't know, you haven't seen enough of the eyeballs or whatever else it has that floats around it to really get a sense. But if you were just going to make a hunch, he's putting the slave cages up through them.
Okay, is there still part of the dome that I can more or less tell where it's at, where I can just
Absolutely. Like you're pretty high up, so you have a good...
I just want to shoot at the dome and see what happens.
Okay. What are you shooting at? What are you shooting with? Sorry.
Let's start with the railgun. I just want to see if it'll penetrate this shield at all.
And you're trying to shoot at the highest point of the dome? Like
basically
kind of like at the tip of the dome?
Yeah, kind of like above where I saw...
Above where you think warrior women would be emplaced around the edges.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle top-ish. Go for it.
What's that?
Nothing. I was like, make sure you just hit just the tip.
Just the tip. Like you just the tip. Just this once. Just to see how it feels.
Or in this case, just to see what it looks like. We're not even for the feels anymore. Just this one. Like.
Yeah.
How do 4s do?
Not very good.
I got a lot of them. And I got 1 8.
1 8 will hit without a raise.
And then 3 4s.
Will do nothing.
Fuck it. I'm not really trying to damage
what about
them.
A 40? He rolled a 40.
Yeah. Totally rolled a 40.
That's a hit with 10 raises.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'll just take the 1 hit.
I've been gaming for a long time, so these percentile dice to me, the ones that actually have the tens, they kind of piss me off because they're made new gamers can easily read a percentile roll. I'm like, or you could just learn how to fucking read a percentile roll
right.
and not waste a die because every time, I got a 10. No, did you get a 10 or did you get a 1? I got a 0 0. No, that's a 10.
Yeah. Well, I got excited saying he rolled a 10. I'm like, hey,
yeah. Hey, go for it.
So that would be...
That's my little bit of pretentious gamerism, is that I think the percentile dices are completely useless.
So I rolled 10 plus 4, so 14 with AP 6.
14 with AP 6. Okay, so your shots, you start putting shots into, smoke is drifting up. You've got a good angle down into the canyon, but there's still smoke in your way. You see where the barge was. You see all this movement. You think you know where everything is, and you start to plug your... Try to keep a tight cluster around it, but you see 3 of your shots go into dirt and trees beyond the dome, and then that last one hits something, and this blue hex pattern appears, and it doesn't seem to go through. And you see it ricochet off.
So very
magic
shield.
Yes.
Looking.
You have been around enough techno wizards and such to realize that that's a magical reaction. I did. I know. So here's the story about my haircut. There's a lot of stuff going on in my work and other parts of my life, and I'm like, no, I just couldn't fit the time in, and the budget wasn't right, and all that stuff. And my hair grew out, and my hair grows super fast, and it's super fine. And so it's like, bing, bing, bing. I'm like, okay, finally, I have some time. I can do this. So at that specific moment, I have a friend that I've been going to for a very long time. She's gone to the Aveda Institute. She is a hairstylist, professional, and I've known her since she was 16. She's just been my hair person ever since she's graduated. So I'm like just about to call her to make an appointment to see if she has any scheduling, and I have her on Snapchat, and I start seeing like, New Orleans is fun. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, I hope it's just a weekend vacation. No, she went to New Orleans for like 2 weeks, so that's why my hair went like it was all over the place and just a mess. But she finally got back, and I got my hair cut, so it's all nice and with a line. So yeah, that's my haircut story. Thanks, Kristen. You're never going to watch this. So, it has obviously got some type of magical shielding, and you have discovered it. Okay. And it is also tougher than what your railgun could put out in that shot.
So I would thus skinny that.
Yep.
To...
It has magical shielding.
All right.
He hit it with a railgun, and the railgun bounced right off. Also, I got a haircut. So.
Was that a question?
That was a question. Yeah.
Apparently, GT goes to sports clips.
Sports clips. So, I used to go to a sports clips for a while. Do they serve beer where you're at? Because there was a sports clips in town that I think it changed to a personal owner, and like you'd sit there, they'd turn on whatever you wanted on the TV, and they'd give you a beer. Hot towels. So, Aveda Institute used to have hot towels, and I'm like, as a guy, I'm like, whatever, like, just wash my hair and get it over with. They're like, no, you got to try this. And they put the hot towel.
That's fantastic.
Oh, it's so amazing. And she's at a really pro spa right now, and they don't have hot towels, and she's been trying for months to get them to get hot towels. But hot towels are amazing. It's like where Laura is. Like, she works in the same place as my hairstylist. So, Aveda Institute?
No. I'm trying to think. No.
The Aveda Institute is like...
No, I thought that's where she was now, but that's right.
Aveda's like, yeah. So
school,
she graduated from there, and then she went to a couple different salons. Now she has her own spot up next to Tino's, where you got your haircut by the wrong Kristen once.
That's right.
I tried to send him to my friend, and I gave him the wrong number, and it just so happens that the person that owns the salon that number belonged to is also named Kristen. So he went to the wrong Kristen.
Did an okay job. Yeah. All right.
I did see, like, there was a guy there. I'd never seen a guy at the place before, and he was, like, super hipstered out. He's, like, in a button-up white shirt with blue slacks, the skinny tie, and he had his cuffs pulled back and black gloves on to cut this man's hair. And it was, like, exacting, like pulling out the razor blade to clean up the sides and edges and do all the stuff. Like, it was interesting to watch, but also like, that's like, you're cultivating this, like, you're trying way hard to do this thing. Oh yeah, there's I don't remember where you are, if it's a dry county, but yeah, there are places here that will absolutely serve you alcohol while you get your hair cut. They have
to give it away. Is how they get away with the alcohol license.
They don't sell it.
Yes, exactly.
It's just open for you to have there. And there's places here that are BYOB. Like, there's restaurants that you can bring your own liquor into and drink with your meal.
Chef Ali Shah's is a good one.
Yeah. There was a sushi place. Now it's gone. And a Los Petos is coming in up at Speedway in Camino Seco. Across from the Circle K. A real, like, back in the day Los Petos. Yep. It's, Tucson keeps getting looser and looser with their liquor laws. But man, there are like a lot of old people neighborhoods that will not have a degenerate bar or restaurant anywhere near them. All right, so you shot. It is Shawnee. Shawnee is running towards the barge through the smoke. She needs to make perception. Notice. She starts heading kind of like on the outskirts of the smoke, trying to run up and in. She has her sword out. It's on fire, or Kopesh. So she's kind of like waving it around, almost trying to get attention. Intensifying the rain coming down to try to further blind the warrior women at range to get them to incentivize them to come off the barge and fight her in hand to hand.
Incentivize.
That word.
That one.
Good job, teacher.
Yeah. Why aren't you teaching English?
At some point, I scored lower on that than I did on my math.
But didn't you want the higher English classes?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let you?
I tested into them.
He doesn't, but they're not required.
They won't give them to you.
Yeah.
As a starting, but then I didn't require
like your public speaking, all the stuff that they said like would be awesome, but they didn't allow you.
They wouldn't.
They aren't required for the degree.
Public speaking was a joke, but they removed the requirement for etymology out, and I didn't have to take beyond reading 102 despite teaching English, which was absolutely atrocious to me, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right. That's a new round. All right, everyone's gone.
Shawnee attacks.
No Joker yet. I can feel it coming.
She's just moving at this point because again, she can't see really but you see her move through the smoke, through the rain. The rain intensifies, which is what she used her action for, and she's like up on that barge. She successfully bypassed where the things were disturbing the smoke and all that stuff. King 5. That's like
that's the third
king for you.
Because he got the one hand with two kings.
And I think I had the other king already. So all the kings are gone. All the king's horses and all the king's men.
And he had an ace his first round too. So
you're getting better. 8, 10, Jack.
Hey, we got a face card.
Jack. You finally got a face card. Yep, there he is. Yeah. Splugor. I feel like there's a game there. Like there's a thing about getting the card of you or the opponent. I think there's a fun little thing.
There's me. Yeah. I'm still shiny in that picture.
And then that's old you.
It is old me.
Huh? Oh, Burster. Yep.
I got
you get the Burster
and new him.
5-3 for Shawnee. Not for just running up in there. Not great. She's in the thick of it. 2-4 for the enemy. So
yeah, her 5's okay.
Her 5's okay apparently. Oh no, still no Joker, and hold on. Yeah, I have a thing that I do as a GM for Savage Worlds is that I check the bottom of the deck before I start dealing. If the Joker's at the bottom, I reshuffle because it's like shitty.
It's useless.
It's useless at that point. So I just give a quick look. But yeah, there's still 2 Jokers in here somewhere, and we were Jokering the first hand for so long. We're gonna get double Joker here coming up. I feel it. Feel it in my cockles.
For us, not them. It's gonna be a great round.
Right. Kings is first.
So now that I'm in position, I can't.
Everything's back up. Yep. Your gun comes out.
So let's shoot at some of the reconvening legionnaires.
So you get the reconvening legionnaires is a great, easy open shot, but you also have gotten reports that there's a larger thing moving through the forest. There's another Metzler or something large in the canyon. Do you want to try to track for it?
Yeah, let's do that.
So perception check. I mean, this is just This isn't going to stop you from being able to shoot if you fail this.
Yeah.
You'll still be able to shoot the Legionnaires.
The Legionnaires are also like really far back.
And yeah, his gun has a super long range.
7.
You don't have a super positive target lock. You have some sensor readings, which could be where the thing is, that you can take shots at, but you're not a guaranteed hit. You have a guaranteed lock on a position of Legionnaires, though.
Let's do that for now.
Okay. Unless you want to spend a biddy to like up the perception.
No.
I feel that the Metzla isn't a threat yet.
3.
Wow.
Negative 6.
Yeah.
Minus 2.
11,000 feet.
So 4.
Might be.
4 in rain and all the smoke and debris and everything like that is not going to be a direct hit, but still roll your damage because of it's just the pure blast radius of this thing.
$24.
Okay. You do catch like 2 or 3 Legionnaires, but it's not enough to completely disrupt the Legionnaire.
Gathering, regroup.
Yeah, regrouping.
The body
Their rallying point, but now they do know that you have got a lock on them, so they're starting to break for cover and spread out.
Perfect. Turn off the low ammo counter. Sugar.
Dink. She turns it off. So I jumped over, hit you. Gotta figure something out real quick. And the Atlantis book is all the way at the bottom.
Formation's good too, GT, thank you.
Huh?
He said formation for...
Formation. You see diagrams like so you have your like little diagram of the power armor with all the red and red, yellow, green of what things are, and you see that there's a ghost image behind it, and there's like calculations being run. So Sugar is doing something with her processes in the background.
Great.
She's trying to think about something.
Oh yeah, I got a whole lot of nothing to do.
You might want to get down there and help Shawnee soak up some fire.
I saw you look at me like 3 times. I get it. Let me go. Let me jump down.
All right.
Superhero landing and whatnot.
It's bad on the actuators.
Yeah.
But I still can't see like what's going on over there, right? Because she can't even see, like, she hasn't actually physically encountered any warrior women yet. Like, they're still just...
She just ran through and
silhouettes or something that we can tell are moving.
So you, from your position, you can jump down to exactly where she is, beyond, like, the line of smoke and all that stuff, because you have jump jets, so...
Okay.
All right. You land. It's power armor, so... You are now superhero landing. You stand up, and you are next to her. So she did the forging through the whole thing and found and you can see now, like plain as day, like the rain coming off the barge, just like 20 feet ahead of you, with all the other things kind of swarming around you and stuff moving behind you. She is holding her action.
So I was wondering if you can do that at any time.
You can.
Okay.
Yes. If you get another, if you get another AI, you should name it Ice Tea.
There you go.
Sugar,
honey, iced tea.
So you should name it sweet tea if you're from the South, though. Sweet tea? You want some sweet tea? Sweet tea.
I don't pronounce it sweetie.
Sweetie, right? Sweetie. Lo and behold, out of the dome, out of the rain coming from it, 4 blind warrior women materialize. They have vibro swords in hands, with their stun blasters locked into gauntlets on their arms, and they're striding towards you. She is using her held action to move up and engage immediately, because she doesn't want the thing on the barge shooting at her anymore. So, let's get Shawnee's action as she charges 4 adversaries.
Does she get a negative per adversary?
Yes, there is a gang up rule. She misses terribly. So she just gets up in there. She takes kind of a defensive stance as they kind of start moving in around her.
That's what she said. She gets up in there and takes a defensive stance.
Up in there. A bolt of... No, he's going to have fun with you. Black tendrils come out of the ground and try to grab you.
Dick ass Bluegorth.
Yep. Make a
agility roll.
Agility roll.
Let's fucking go. Wild or no?
Yes.
Hmm. 5.
All right. These things are reaching up and grabbing you. Unless you want to spend a Benny to add to that roll. All right.
Yeah, I don't really care to be locked down. So I'm going to add a whole 1 to it.
So a 6. That's not going to make it.
At least when it's an add-on like that, it's not a critical failure.
All right. -2 penalty to pace. -2 to anything that's linked to agility and strength.
So everything I do?
Pretty much everything you do.
Except for notice.
Just like Bryan Adams. Everything I do it for you. Yep, so either you're going to take entire actions to try to break these things, or you're just going to live with those penalties. But black tentacles have come out of the ground and just... as you hear that laugh again, and something in a language you don't understand. Say like, roll, and the blind warrior women seem to become more ferocious in their attacks on Sean.
I picture the language and the laugh much different. It's like, tee-hee, me llamo Brian. That's what we really hear.
And me llamo Brian. Me llamo Bluegorth.
Yeah, it's Bluegorth.
Oh. 5-4.
That's a good sign, though. That means he's back to his normal card, so me and Shawnee are about to live it up.
Ghost Rider.
5, a jack, and a joker!
Yeah, see?
There we go.
I knew it.
Just take a jack.
Oh yeah, I got that wasted Betty back.
Oof, 3 and a 10 for Shawnee.
That's
3
not
10.
good.
3 10.
And we'll get a Joker
And
next round.
Joker.
Nope, we're gonna get a Joker next round.
Queen. The queen of the unknown. That we can't figure out. If anyone knows who this is, please call the tip hotline.
The hotline number is paypal.com. It takes
So
$15
It's right below us.
I'm doing nothing. Alright. Oh, man.
Okay, so, well, Joker, you can choose to go first, or you can wait. Otherwise, the Bluegorth are going to go first.
I will wait for now. Can I do reactionary like she did when she held, like...
You can wait until they declare their actions and then kind of interrupt with your Joker.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure.
There's 4 blind warrior women. They are like moving perfectly in sync with dual vibro swords. Shawnee has her Kopesh, but she also has the neural mace in one hand. But yeah, they're about to just descend on her.
Are we supposed to save all of these warrior women?
In the briefing...
I don't mean to dig.
Yeah.
The point was to save them, but really all we need is like 1 or 2.
In the briefing, they said they understand that some of them aren't going to give up. They understand how war works. You know, not everyone cooperates. So, no, you don't have to save all of them. But the objective is to save all of them. And primarily, it's... What they had said is, if you can get all of them off the barge and kill the Splugorth, they have a much higher chance. If there's no Splugorth around, they have a really good chance of just
getting gone.
Of saying, yeah, like, we want to be free. You can talk to them at that point. As long as the Splugorth lives, they're not going to pull their punches. They're not going to try to, like, they have been designed and bred for slavery. But as your friend from the mine, Arania, has told you, most of them, like most all beings, even if they're created for slavery, long for, not slavery. Mm-hmm. So that's the trick. Because if you can get all 6 of them off the barge, then fucking open season on shooting that barge.
And we have 4 off, right?
You have 4 off that you can see. You don't know where the other 2 are. They can still be in that invisibility bubble or whatever is affecting the invisibility. They could be still on the barge itself. You don't know. But if you're willing, like if 4 is enough, like you guys are pretty wrecked. Are you doing anything before they do all their attacks on Shawnee? Because, you could just stun grenade that entire area.
That's the only option I would have that would not necessarily hurt Shawnee, it would just also make her possibly stunned.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's attempt to do that. Because at least it'll stall things out a minute.
Right.
And while I have the +2 to negate the -2 based on the entanglement that's going on,
mm-hmm.
right?
So you have stun grenades loaded in, right?
I do.
So you can do.
So
you're doing a full burst.
Yes.
All right, do it.
Just 3 shots, and so it's my shooting, which is agility based, so -2, but +2 with the Joker. So nothing different than usual. Also, why do I keep doing this? Fucking.
Hey, there we go.
Hey,
that's much better.
That one stinks, but it's
also a 10.
So 5, 8, and a 14.
5, 8, 14?
Mm-hmm.
With grenades?
It's 27.
Yeah. Well, 5, 8, and 14.
You don't add them together.
Sorry.
The 8 and 14 will hit. The 5 will not, due to all the other rain, blah, 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 negatives that are going on. Do you want to add a d6 to it?
So that 5 is now a 10?
Yes. All 3 of those hits.
I have no stats about the stun grenades.
Yeah, so you had a 5, 8, 14. Now you have a 10, 8, 14. So 2 of those are with a raise. One of those is without. that's not good. I'm sorry, Shawnee.
Do they do actual damage?
No, they don't.
It's like, yeah.
It just looks like it.
The reason I'm doing stun is to not hurt her.
Right.
I could have shot in, some plasma grenades, but that would be fucked up. Also, we're not trying to kill these women. It's like,
okay, so you just blink the air with stun grenades. 3 of the blind warrior women plus Shawnee all just hit the ground. The one that's left tries to shank Shawnee while she's unconscious or while she's shaken.
Are the other ones shaken as well?
Yes, all the other ones are shaken.
So everyone that hit the ground is shaken.
Everyone that hit the ground is shaken.
This one is not.
Can you dodge during shaken, or is it only removing shaken?
You can only remove shade. When you are shaken, everything is +2 to hit you.
And so Shawnee just got fucked up?
Shawnee just got hit. Yeah. By a vibro sword.
Yeah, she's good. She's got her armor on, right?
She does. She has her armor up.
Yeah, she just can't fly. She good.
She's fine. Don't worry about her.
This is fine.
Ooh.
This is fine.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't pierce her armor. So you have 3 shaken, stunned warrior women, 1 stunned Shawnee, 1 up warrior woman. That was their action, and that was with the +2. Well, negates, right?
Yeah, negated my entanglement. Does Splugorth guy do something though?
Yeah, he's gonna try to stun you.
Bring it, motherfucker.
Also, Splugorth guy is like saying person man.
What?
Splugorth guy is like saying person man.
Splugorth is a race, but they are specifically called Splugorth slavers. I think they have their name written somewhere, their actual name. It's really weird. I'm just going to show this to you, and I apologize. I rolled a 10 and a 6, and I got a 10 and a 6.
2 ones. Okay, we're at 20 so far.
29.
That's fine. So, that's just a hit with a raise.
That is just a hit with a raise. So that is
we do that crap all the time. We roll like 40s for a hit, and it means nothing else.
That's a vigor check -2. So I'll tell you, danger close. Danger close.
Stunning performance.
Vigor check -2.
Vigor check -2, huh?
Actually,
so
hold on. Let me check. It might be -4. Just want to make sure.
I like the first option.
I know you do. I do too. -2.
Buckets
for days.
So just roll the normal vigor die. Just subtract
with your wild die. Yep. Vigor,
okay.
Wild die, -2.
Ooh, pulling a Robert over here. Dope.
You have resisted
13
being shaken,
so
11. Good for you. Goes right through that fancy armor of yours. Like you just see that electricity like just into you. You're like, oh, that's how it feels. Man, I'm a dick.
You could probably tell that like that's nothing to be fucked with, though.
Yeah. No, I mean no. If it can just keep shaking you, that's all it needs.
Good job, Wild Die.
It is doing something else as well.
What the fuck? It's got 2 actions?
Well,
2 actions crap.
It doesn't have 2 actions, but its staff has an action as well. It's like literal staff that's holding in his hand.
I'll see you re-rolling over there.
No, I'm not re-rolling. There's nothing to re-roll.
That's good.
I'm just trying to figure out if it's hit. It's through rain. It's through other people, so it is... it's a hit. Make an agility check to dodge it.
Is this agility tech at a -2 because I'm entangled with that and stuff?
But you have a +2 for the Joker still.
So it's...
Everything's still jokered.
Was wild?
Huh? Wild, yes.
Yeah.
How bad did you get shot?
He got hit by the stun blast and resisted its effects. It was Vigor -2 because of the rays.
On my wild,
yeah, he's like
and then
6'12".
I hit 1, but still, it was enough.
Now there's this like ray coming down. Like this pale green light.
Roberting hard.
While down the loose.
6.
6. That's enough. He got a 4 to hit you. So you dodge this sickly green ray that comes out of somewhere up on top of the barge. Tries to hit you, and you're like, entangled in this stuff. You're like,
entangled, like,
it like just barely misses you. When it passes by you, even with your helmet on and all that, you can feel like that magic, and that it's a sickly magic. It was something meant to weaken you or drain you.
That ray was poison.
Double DeVoe.
All right.
Was that Double DeVoe or was that Tony?
I'm not super sure.
I think that was Tony.
Is Shawnee going?
What do you have?
He's only got a 5.
Yeah, Shawnee's going to try to get up from shaking. Oh. Yes.
Let's go, Shawnee.
4-4. It's enough. She gets up from shaking and then tries to... Let's see what she... She's going to just try to stun, like, Neural Mace, one of the ones that's already... She's going to try to Neural Mace the one that's still up.
And I'm guessing Neural Mace is kind of like a 6-stick or an electrical...
Yeah, it's a show. Disrupts your neural.
Gotcha.
Just, I can interrupt electromagnetic fields. I can make the lights flicker. But I can also affect the ones in your brain. Make you nauseous. Make you terrified. Oh, so just like Dave Matthews.
I see what you did there.
She hits... And the person is stunned. So the last of the warrior women are stunned.
That's 4 so far.
Oh, 4 of them. Yeah, the four that are exposed. You know that there's at least 2 more. Because you saw 6 stun blasts plus the big stun blast from the slaver come out.
Also, we know that there's some magic shield around this barge, and I couldn't shoot through it.
His railgun... Yeah, his railgun wouldn't penetrate it. Alright, so we're up to you.
Perfect. So let's shoot at this group of legionnaires one more time.
You want to see if you can pinpoint the Metzla again? I mean...
Yeah, I might as well go for it, right?
Yep.
Let's notice.
Notice, yes.
No,
with your +2,
roll your pinpoint.
but -2 for your penalties.
It's 20.
Okay. You have pinpointed the Metzla. It is a floating, tall, almost looks kind of like conch shell, but with all these little tentacles and then like barnacle-looking eyes or organs. It's floating through some trees, and it also is very blurry. Like you can't, like your sensors are having a hard time locking on it. But you can take a shot at it. It looks weird. It looks like it's disturbing reality around it.
I mean, the worst that happens is I miss, so... Eight minus 2, 6.
6 does not hit it. So, you want to spin a Betty or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll add 11.
All right. You hit, no raise.
Third 6.
36 AP 20.
825.
Yeah. So you shoot, and it looks like shot comes down, and then in your sensors and your vision, the shot like scatters everywhere, and you don't know if it's just the vision of it, like the refraction of light, like coming back, like looks like it goes everywhere, and it actually hit its target or not. But you see the thing like turn and kind of like falls down a little bit, and like pieces of its shell come off and send off. It looks like they're floating in fractured mirror space. It's still floating there. It looks wounded. You can definitely tell that it is doing something to either the vision around it, like the sensory effect of around it, or it's actually distorting reality around it in some way, like Doctor Strange mirror universe type stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Shot the nut slot thing.
He found the nut slot.
I hit it pretty solid, but it's not doing well.
Are you down to 96 shots?
Oh, yeah. Turn off the low ammo counter, please.
Yep. Alright. Do we need another round of these?
I'll make you one. I'm good at the moment.
So we'll take a quick break in the bathroom before we get into this. What could be the last of the final rounds of this conflict, one way or the other.
Yeah, right.
Be right back.
Like I'm the one that doesn't really care for soda water, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I would totally be okay with just soda vodka. All right.
Perfect.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for waiting. Break time.
All right, let's beat this thing. We got a couple of the warrior girls. I've hurt them, so leave them as to me.
You need to get 2 more warrior girls off that barge if they're on there.
But if we don't, it's not a wasted endeavor. We have some of them.
Sorry.
You got a good idea?
I do.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, okay, sorry.
We just needed a momentary break.
Way too, like, it's not a good idea for what you're talking about, but you'll be proud of what I'm going to do next.
Cool. All right.
Maybe, depending on when I go.
All right. Fresh deck.
I just that tiny break, fresh deck. Let's beat this thing.
First round. Shawnee's up. 4 warrior women down.
There's some flavor in there now. It's so much
This
mine's more see-through now than yours is. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by a big-ass bottle of Grey Goose and limoncello.
Limonada.
Ooh, all right. 4-9. 4-9.
9 solid.
9 is solid, except for it's the Glitter Boy Killer. Now
okay.
I can't remember what the other thing is.
I've had it before. Oh right.
That huge robot armor that you're like, I need to get one of those. It's the longbow or something like that. So super powerful.
Joker me up again. Let's do this.
There's a really strange apparatus in here. You don't see it's like the mechanized research vessel that's bipedal, 2 arms.
Yep.
But it's really a floating lab / hotel.
Yeah,
so
it comes out like you can pick up
moves,
trees.
Yeah, it picks up things for samples, but
and
it's
samples and all
like,
that stuff.
It's weird because it looks like a power armor, but it's really just a.
It's a robot. It's a robot armor.
Mechanized.
Yep. It's a laboratory. It's a laboratory on 2 legs. They're really cool. Excalibur Destroyed is a good one. I love the longbow from Robotech. The missiles, the 2 missile pallets. I think that was the longbow. That might have been what its BattleTech name was.
I think my favorite base armor is the Pat Labor from Pat Labor.
I've never gotten into that show.
You don't have to, it's fine, but like the actual police labors were the robots that had kind of a mix of a little bit of armor, a little bit of...
Yeah.
6'10" King.
Okay, King, so okay. Also, I just realized my whole plan's blown to shot, so sorry.
Really?
Well, don't tell us about it now. We'll talk about it later.
I'm entangled.
Still, yeah.
We should do something about that this turn.
Mm-hmm.
King Joker.
For Shawnee?
I was about to say, fuck off, and I was like, no, Shawnee, it's okay. It's totally okay.
Mechton, oh my god. Somewhere in here, I have those books. I have the original Mechton RPG. It's kind of like right somewhere in here. It's like got a yellow...
Just like right there.
It's a yellow spine with, like, it's Hazard. It's kind of like those 2 right there, but it's not those 2. That's Necromunda.
Also, if you have some spare time, it's slow to start, but Gasaraki... Those armors are really well drawn, and the spiritual side of the anime is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I do have Mechton. I really like it. Yes, the Spartan. The Spartan is what it's called in Robotech. The longbow in BattleTech.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's not what we're doing right now.
All right.
GT, stop distracting.
But it's really cool to like
you can't even see there's a whole other piece to this.
Yeah.
Like
and this isn't like there's still more books somewhere else.
Yeah.
Stop making me look at it.
It's definitely the Wizard's Library, that's for sure.
So good.
So what did
I actually made a joke a couple times.
310.
I'm glad that I met our GM before I got married, so that I didn't just end up
after
I got married, so I didn't just end up living here and studying the Wizard's Library all day, every day.
So he's the only one that goes after that. Got it.
Okay. kind of still like I'm still feeling like I can like just look over here and find it.
Stop it.
Yep. All right. Focus, GT. God damn it. Shawnee is going to go first.
Ooh. Yeah, she is.
She never goes first.
Yeah, she's going to use the Joker.
Because she's a girl. I kind of take an offshoot again because like the best outing of a criminal, like the best oops, I just incriminated myself of a criminal I've ever seen was this guy, like the two officers, narc officers, selling drugs to this guy, and they were going through what he said to them, and they were both female, the narc officers. And he's trying to say that it wasn't him, he wasn't there, he didn't do it, but because and then he tried to proposition the officer by saying, "Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal."
Oh, that's right.
And then the guy goes,
"Yeah, that's right."
He just like, "Yep, like she is, like she's hot." He's thinking about like, "Fuck, that means I was there." She is touching her magic tattoo for her super strength.
She's touching like this.
She's doing.
So
doing all sexy. So she's touching her magic tattoo, grabbing the head of the mace, the neuron mace, and just breaking it to just basically make essentially a stun grenade, but even more powerful blast, and keep all four of these women down. All of these four, dude.
And Beethoven.
And no, he's not close enough. But if it goes off properly, she might put herself out, but everyone would be unconscious. They wouldn't just be shaken. So.
My burps taste like banana taffy.
Oh, that's a good job, Shawnee. I like you.
You can stay in the party.
I'm glad I didn't.
8
I'm
months
glad
later.
I didn't choose Sir Archibald over you.
It's like you're asking me to focus, dude. I'm more lens flare than the new Star Trek movie.
There's no such thing. That movie's like 90% lens flare.
And I love every minute of that.
Dude, the first one's amazing. The first one was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
The third one was pretty good. I liked the third one.
The third one was the third time they destroy the Enterprise in 3 movies. It's like you can't just blow the Enterprise.
Oh yeah, they blew it up down.
They crash it on a planet's surface, and then they climb back on it because it survives.
Yeah. The only problem I had with all of those movies is every villain was the Federation itself. All 3 of them. All 3 movies, like the Federation was the villain.
I just have a hard time focusing when Chris Pine is on screen.
Yeah. I have that same thing, but it's for the girl.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Did I say Chris?
It's
Pine?
for Gamora.
Did I say Chris Pine? Nobody cares about Bendy Back Cumbersnooch.
Cumbersnooch. Do.
Was it a Build-A-Bear cucumber patch? That's
Build-A-Bear cucumber.
The best.
When you spent you wasted an entire evening of gaming just looking up Cumberbatch chip flavors. He's about to lose it again.
His flavors, failed flavors for Lay's.
The Lay's contest.
And there were weird ones like toothpaste and orange juice. That's bad enough. One of them was Cumberbatch. And that's when I had to step outside, and I don't smoke.
Right.
A break.
So she pops that strength, grabs the head of that neural, just grabs the neural mace, lifts it above, smashes it into the ground. That thing's little stun reactor goes off. Electric field goes everywhere. You see 4 blind warrior women bodies just you can see their skeletons, cartoon style through them. And Shawnee just takes it. It just goes through her armor. And you just see her skeleton through everything. And then she's steaming through the rain and everything. But her neuromace is broken. She has no more stun options anymore. But 4 of the blind warrior women are out of this fight.
Is Shawnee affected?
Nope, she
She was steamy.
rolled like a 11 or 13 or something on her check, so she soaked that.
My turn?
I think so, right?
It's not
King,
me.
yeah. He goes last. Alright, so if I break free of the entanglement, does that take the whole turn?
That does take the whole turn.
But it'll free you up
Unless-
first.
You want to take a multi-action penalty. You can try to do both. You can try to do 2 actions in the same turn. It's just -2 to all actions.
Just get free.
Let's just focus on
Getting
breaking
free.
free. So what is this gonna be a
free
strength?
to do what I
check?
want.
What is this gonna be?
Yes, a strength check.
You're not going to agile your way out.
Is it?
Yeah, once you're wrapped up, it's not agility anymore.
I turned slippery.
Is it like regular? Or
No,
is
it's
it
your
a
power
minus-
armor.
Is it a -2 to it or anything because of being entangled?
It is -2 from being entangled.
But thank you for
But it's
reminding
your
me
power armor strength.
because that's a D12,
D12
plus
plus 4. Yeah.
4 with my wild die though, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, I mean,
Yes. It's not very good.
Oh, reroll or add a d6.
Just reroll that.
Adding a 6 won't do anything.
Woof.
Hey, there we go.
Nah.
I rolled a 3 and a 1 the first time.
Oh, God.
Plus 6, so it's plus 4 then instead of 15. Because you get
Yeah.
-2. Yeah.
So
Well, no, it's
you
a
got
D12
So you had an 11.
plus 4. So I got an 11, so that's 15. I guess
Minus 2.
-2.
Oh, 13.
13. Do you have any wounds or anything like that? Anything else?
I
All right,
did
you
not.
break it.
Luckily, I don't have to.
The black tentacles turn into shadow goo and float off into the ether.
Gross. Mop it up.
Alright. Yay, my turn.
Are they beneath me for
Nope.
once?
Giggity.
Yeah.
No, they have a 10. So they're before you, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course they are.
Look, squirrel. Squirrel.
Fuck you. Doug.
Squirrel. Alright, so the Metzla that you're targeting, like you see it like swirls around, kind of like pulses, all the little barnacle things and everything on there, like, and then it parts of the shell and everything that you blew off or that are floating in the fracture reality attach back to it, and then it goes, it disappears.
Good riddance.
And then Sugar says, "There's something behind us."
I bet it's just the wind.
You should maybe scan into her what you think that might be.
She can see. She knows what it was. She's
Hey,
just-
sugar, it's probably just the wind.
Yeah.
Here comes the best part of that.
Is it still damaged though?
Yes, it is still wounded. It healed, but it's still wounded.
You're looking for
Nope,
that.
that's
Oh, that's
not
right.
your turn.
That's
That was just the Metzla.
You're looking for
Metzla.
that fucking book, aren't you?
I am still looking for that book.
What was the name of it?
Mecton.
Because now you got me like fucking
Right.
distracted. It's probably behind that Armageddon book.
I'm guessing it's either somewhere in these two shelves. It's. I think all my Warhammer stuff is up there. So it's going to be in these like weird sections.
I think when we were putting everything in here, I did this just because I was curious at the time about
Oh.
reading about.
I like except for that we put the Star Wars books up there, but I tried to because half of those books, or like the last quarter, are Galen's,
Mm-hmm.
and then I
Oh.
put the rest of the. I tried to put the rest of the Warhammer books up there as well.
Well, I just feel that because I feel like the Warhammer. I was curious about it, but also it has the Serenity's right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Which really screams me.
You said it was hazard looking, and I looked at that and I was like,
That's not it. Like I thought it was yellow. It might be a red border. And God, I would kick myself if I had like sold it to Bookman's at some point because I didn't play it.
That's right. We'll look
But-
for it next time. Let's just-
No.
oh, well, we can do this all night. This
Right.
thing is
And it could
expensive.
be in a box still somewhere else.
like.
All right. So, two more warrior women come out of the invisibility cloaking. Both both of them are trying to
Hit Shawnee.
stun Shawnee to the ground with their stun blasters.
If only I had a potion with a giant's fingernail in it for Shawnee.
She just did that to herself with her.
That worked really well.
I did.
I won't put it back. I'm not a thief. Just saying.
Wednesday night reference.
D&D reference. Disengage and darts.
Darts and disengage. Yeah, disengage and darts.
That's great.
Yeah. D&D.
Just
Darts
now,
and
it's,
disengage.
just now it's magical darts are my go-to instead of my physical darts.
Shawnee is shaken.
Unfortunate.
I have a stack of bennies.
You have a
I have a huge, thick stack of bennies, so
For once, I'm low on the totem pole on bennies.
she is going to spin that
I've been
benny
using
to
them.
ignore
It's
shaken.
just been a joker heavy thing. You're trying to
Look at this
do it
asshole, though. Like,
you're like in the distance. You're like, oh, it's warm over here. I'm like, oh, why haven't I spent any bennies? Because you're over there in the fucking hot tub.
you talking to me? I'm down to 2.
Don't eat your bug, Mark.
It's not food.
It's not food.
We can get food after this, don't worry.
I'm so hungry, guys. I'm wasting away.
Like, my mustache tastes like Cheez-Its.
I'm spinning a villain, Benny. And wow. Make a spirit check.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Wow.
Is this like a fear-based thing?
Nope.
Or anything? Okay, damn.
Wow.
I was hoping it was.
Wow.
Wow.
Do I get a wild?
Yes. God, I'm so disappointed I have all these awesome things and I can't get them off. What'd you get?
3.
Can I was gonna say just fail this roll, but never mind. It's because it's against you. Yeah, you need that. Add 6. There we go.
Oh, damn it!
There we go.
Hey,
Nice.
I'll add 9. So
12
12.
Alright. Yeah. This voice came into your head.
Yes.
It sounds like the voice that's in a language that you can't understand, but you could understand it for a second. And it said, kill her. And like you actually like looked over at Shawnee for a second and like had this rage come over you that you wanted to kill Shawnee, and you're like you shook it off. You did the little, dog head shake, your ears
Damn, if
flopped.
you would have told me that, I would have spent that bet.
Like, I'd totally kill Shawnee.
You made the. I love how you made the '60s xylophone sound.
All right.
Not killing Shawnee today. Well, at least this round.
So that is it. The two that. There's a bunch of shots coming at you from the various legionnaires. Even with your armor in the state it is, I don't think they're going to do much.
Never underestimate my luck.
Well, it's...
Or overestimate my luck.
Are any of
It's
them
called-
shooting plasma?
No, none of them are shooting plasma. But it's like never underestimate poor skill in large numbers.
Right.
Because like orcs have a 40k. Orcs have like a 5+ shooting. They can only hit on a 5+ on a d6. But when you have 100 of them, and you're rolling 100 d6, like the odds are.
There was an Ask Reddit thread the other day that was, you're riding a Velociraptor across the street Frogger style. What color is it? It had like 3 gold within like an hour and a half because everyone's like, what kind of stupid question is that? The number one answer was red because it goes faster. Q 1,000 fucking
orcs.
Warhammer orc comments is always true.
It's always true. The red ones go faster.
Yep.
I almost like showed someone the other day the purple painted orc army. It's just a picture of a empty table.
Yep.
So in orc culture, all the colors mean something. Red goes faster, blue is lucky, orc is stronger, you know, like green is stronger, all that stuff. But they've never seen the color purple. Orcs haven't. So to them, the color purple means stealth.
So you can actually sneak past orcs because if you paint yourself or your equipment purple, I know,
but it's just because they've literally never seen the color purple. So they in their mindset think that the color purple is stealthy and that you shouldn't talk about the color purple because the purple orcs might hear you. It's like, hey, everyone see my purple orc on me? I'm like, there's nothing there. He's looking for his Macton books too. You get hit twice, very handedly. Like 2 shots of lasers come just like streaming up at you.
Luckily, I'm not laser proof anymore.
Yeah, luckily you're not laser proof in the front anymore.
All right.
So.
This is agility.
No, you can't move anywhere.
Right. That's right.
You can't move at all.
Oh no.
So, your armor is essentially halved on the front. So your armor is plus 18, right?
Yeah, so it's 9.
So it's plus 9. What is that? What would that give you in a toughness, including your toughness? You still get the toughness bonus. 20. So, all right. Let's see if these handheld little laser rifles can do anything to you. For the 20, that's a big no. That's a 4 and a 6. So
they just make a different sound, like I'm like, whoa, that's not good.
So Sugar's calculations finally come up, the little thing that she's doing in the background, and she's trying to figure out how you can try to cover up your hole, like with one of your arms, like basically so that you could still shoot your gun and try to cover up as much placement as possible. And the calculations are not good.
Yeah.
Cover up your hole.
Cover up your hole, man. I see run program cover hole.
Yeah. Like
go to one run. You're like damn it!
It is literally like the best option you have because it's on the side of your gun is to tuck your arm in, which will screw up your targeting, and to hold your other arm over as far as it'll go, and like it. And she even has the percentages of how badly that will affect your shooting.
I know what's gonna happen.
But she puts that up there just as like, hey, you can get armor back. Like, you can protect yourself a little bit if you do this, but it affects your shooting by this much.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even, like, say anything about it. That just comes up on the screen
I see it.
For you to look at.
I get it. Sugar's sweet. It's going to say a different name down here next week. Nothing. I'm having a tough time.
Fine. This is fine.
This is fine? Okay. So
Is that everyone?
No.
That's
Sluger tried to take over your mind. The 2 blind warrior women came out and shot Shawnee. The
the 2 new ones got out and shot Shawnee?
And they shot Shawnee, and she is shaken.
That's fine.
But she spent a penny to not be.
Mm-hmm.
The Metzlin teleported behind you, and the Legionnaires took pot shots.
But the Metzlin is behind Sugar.
Behind
Him?
me. Up on the top of the
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's behind
I got
him.
confused because aren't they what sisters are they with Jimbo and stuff?
No, they're
the Sugar Sisters.
They're Sugar
See,
Sisters aren't with us. Yeah.
Oh,
I see.
But they
Sugar
technically
Skull
dropped
us
sisters.
off.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Sorry, that's
Right.
why I got confused. I was
Okay.
like, oh, it's way the fuck back there.
No.
Sugar says something's behind us.
Sugar is, sorry. I see what happened. Yeah, that's fine.
That's why I got confused. I was like, what?
All right. Well, that's you're finalizing up this round. What are you doing?
I am.
Toss those cards again.
I have a good idea.
No. Wait. No.
Good idea. I'm disengaging. I'm gonna disengage. Or not disengage. Spikes up. Turn and fall on the ground facing the Metzlin.
So, spikes up. Just head back.
No.
Falling.
Like.
Oh, okay. So
I'm facing it, but I'm laying on the ground.
Okay. Facing where you hope, because this thing distorts reality. You're hoping where the Metzlin is.
That's where it seemed to be. I don't care if we do it or not. It's got to stay off them. They're getting so close.
All right. So
really
you hit the ground.
right
make me a notice check.
Also, now that I'm free of the thing, I think you might be proud of my next turn, but you also will be like, what the fuck?
I'm proud of you already. 7.
Hey.
Was that a 6?
No, it was a 5 on
Oh,
that.
damn.
But mine is 2, so it's a 5.
But you have +2 for your sensors.
So 5. Or 7, sorry.
7. Yeah.
So you hit the ground and you're facing a kaleidoscope of 3 Metzlins in this fractured reality.
Perfect.
But they're all in front of you.
Got this.
Yeah, it does have pulp.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's tart.
all
It's
down
it's
there.
got some juice and it expires. I love these things so much. They're expensive as hell. They're like 80 cents a can.
I can't remember where I was. I think I was at World Market and I picked them up. I'm like,
Well, if
Yeah,
you get the
we're gonna
bottles,
drink
you
this.
definitely got them at World Market. Yeah. They also sell them at Rosa's, that Italian restaurant. That's the Italian
There was
restaurant
one on the
slash.
bottom, but you did that.
We were talking about this before, like where they make their sausages and stuff's Rosa's way at the end of Kino, and
I hate all the places that are so far away that are really
it's hard.
awesome.
It's amazing. I don't go there to eat. I go there to buy pre-made Italian stuff. Like I want Italian sausages are spicy. Like they'll make you a ziti that knock your fucking socks off. That place is amazing, but
Rosa's is where?
I'm pretty sure it's called Rosa's. We'll have to talk about it later, but
I know there's a
where the statue,
Mexican
you know where the statue of
place
Father Kino is?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go west, right there, that's where Standard Restaurant Supply is, the Cox
Yep.
home place. Buried in that is an Italian eatery slash bakery.
Oh
slash
yeah, I
place.
have
Yes.
seen that. Like,
Yes.
looking for food around my workplace.
Dude, don't eat there as a restaurant because it's okay. It's good. Get
Like-
their food and make it yourself. Holy crap, those sausages will light you up. They're so hot. Their pasta is made right there, so you bring it home. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Real
Like
ricotta
hot-
and
real hot
everything.
Italian
oh
sausage?
man, they make their own ricotta and they put it in their stuff.
Do they? Is the sausage linked or is it ground?
They link it and then they cut it for you. Oh, sorry, I see what you're saying. No, they unlink the links and package them. They make them themselves. They stuff them themselves and grind them though.
But can you get it?
That I don't know.
Because like I'd love to put that in meatballs.
I don't know because I always just
Yeah.
get it and I'm like
Sausage.
"These."
Veal ground beef, like that
I'll tell you
sausage.
what, though.
Veal and ground beef.
They have a hot sausage, then they have what they call Italian hot sausage. Fuck that sausage. It's so goddamn hot. Like that's like me and Taylor.
I'm,
where we're like,
I'm down.
yeah.
You got me excited.
So that's what I said.
Let's do
That.
that. Let's do that
Woo,
one night.
man,
Let's
that
make a
stuff's
ragu
hot.
of
That stuff is hot.
All right.
Minus the ricotta dirt cheese.
I don't like ricotta either.
Okay.
Neither of us
It's
care
just
for
it's
ricotta.
too
Throw
it's
sugar in it,
too-
make a cannoli. Come on,
Yeah,
my
it's
cards.
too
It's
Dirt.
gritty. It's
no,
gritty.
no, no. It's not like bread. It's not that. It's like
It's like dry cheese.
Oh,
dry. It's like that.
It's earthy. It's kind of
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
the flavor out of your tongue rather
Yeah,
than
yeah.
giving you a taste. Yes.
I apologize.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's a joker.
8-2.
Damn it.
Also, he apologizes for that
So
because you're gonna die.
yeah, this is
I'm not
gonna
gonna
be
die.
bad.
I'm not gonna die.
No, I'm getting a joker right now. You ready for this? Also, I don't need a joker. Don't give me a joker. I actually don't want a joker for what I'm gonna do, so don't give me a joker.
4, 5, 10.
Yeah, 10's okay. 10's solid.
This is a bad round. This is a bad round.
No, 10's solid.
I'm not losing McKellar. He's fine.
Because the assholes are
This
gonna get like a
is fine.
2-3.
Shawnee.
3, Jack. The only face card out right now.
Shawnee's going first. Watch this. Watch. Watch it happen. Watch it happen.
The ace
No.
with
Not good.
the Splugorth eye on it.
It's okay.
So
okay.
the Splugorth, one last rally.
This is fine.
Last
Listen, it's not like I'm on my back or low on ammo.
or on the
Any of
ground
those things.
You are on your
with
back.
a
My low
crazy
ammo counter is not going off, so
reality
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
destroying Metzla over you.
It was a good idea because it
God, what a
negates
round.
the need for boost.
To go
It puts me on the ground anyway. I'm prone.
It would slide you back. It would impact you into the earth.
Mhm.
It would have a chance to damage your thrusters,
Mhm.
but your armor's already pretty roughed up as is.
It's time.
What was the other count? What was the other count? What count? I'm lost. I'm lost, GT. I'm lost.
Let's go.
All right. So
Let's do the things.
they're going first.
They can suck it, by the way.
Three things become uninvisible around you.
What?
So
So three things
Yep.
become visible.
three things become visible around you.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
three.
That's a weird way to
It's
say
the three.
I get it.
It's the three cell pods, and he's put them stacked them like a pyramid, as much of a pyramid as round things can be around you.
So they're like cages?
They're cages. You're looking at people. There's bars on the top, close in. They're big circular discs, 15 foot round, and he's just kind of overlaid them. I don't know discs, but just dink, 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 all around you. So there's a little bit of an opening at the top and little bits of openings in the corners, but not big enough
For me to fit through?
for you to fit through. You'd have to try to push against these anti-grav thrusters.
Did you get it re-entangled?
Yeah, he's just dink.
Well, I'm surrounded by these cages. I'm
Yeah,
not
and there's
necessarily
people in them
entangled.
looking at you
Oh.
I don't think there's a -2 to me right now.
There's not a
That's
minus
just-
Yeah,
2.
you can vaporize those people.
I can
You can just blow
blast
right
my
through
way.
them if you wanted.
I was gonna say, don't tell James what just happened. He's very busy. He won't listen anyway. But if you have to do what you have to do, it'll be easier if he doesn't know.
So, dink, you are now sealed. Oh, ace and 6. But the ace goes first
It
one.
doesn't matter.
So,
Like, a 6 will go first at this point. Not really. Not really, but
He hems you in with the 3 prison barges, 3 prison floaters. The blind warrior women set in on Shawnee.
just the 2, right? The other 4
Just
still
the 2.
unconscious.
The other 4 are down.
If I ever need to change, it'll be so proud.
Oh shit!
Get to do
Oh,
this
God.
thing.
Okay, one hits Shawnee very soundly with a vibro sword.
She can take it. She's tough. Like a tough shed.
She is tough. She just takes it. Ching! It's her armor. She's fine.
She's used to taking it.
None of you guys are giving it to her.
I just met her. He's a dog. I don't.
Yeah, I'm a dog man.
They're Atlanteans. They travel the multiverse. They're kind of pansexual. Doesn't matter when it's Arcturian, baby.
I'm not a fucking pan. You know? No, nothing. Hey, do. I'll be here all week. I'll be here all week. Just kidding. I'll only be here on Tuesday and Wednesdays.
It's gonna plasma blaster the slaver.
All she does is take it. It's gonna plasma blast her.
Yep.
Sweet old plasma blast her.
It's gonna get its plasma all over her.
Misses her.
It gets the plasma all over her.
Nope, I'm missing a
That
Benny.
shit's hot all over her
Apparently
face. She's
not.
like, oh, get it off my face.
It hits her.
Got it in my eye.
Are you using a Benny
I
just,
used to villain Benny to hit her. Yeah.
just to spite us making jokes, or
No, because we're slowly winning.
not
Yeah.
really?
It doesn't look like it, but we're doing really well.
I just want to do this one damn action and make
And
him happy, and he
and-
just
Yeah,
encompasses.
you should have told him that you had a good idea.
You should have got a better initiative. She is shaken. Oh, God, I have just so many bennies. She has so many bennies. So she's going to endure that.
I like how you're like, you're gonna love my turn, you're gonna hate my turn.
The Metzlin besets you. Tentacles start just wrapping around you, trying to get into your armor and your wound. It's just like you see these 3 things like you're looking through a kaleidoscope. They're like, and all of a sudden, it's just entangling you.
Unaffected.
Oh my god. Like, it hits you because you're on the ground and prone, but it's not a very effective hit.
That's all I needed. That's all I got it. I got it where I need it.
But it's beyond your gun. Like, your gun is not facing it anymore.
Dude, watch this round.
Okay, hold on. And let me roll him
I
damage.
hope it doesn't kill you. You are at 2 wounds. That's the only reason I would say
your
that.
armor at its lowest point is
20?
It's at 20 right now.
Yeah, it was 20 last turn when you said, like, it's half at the front or whatever.
because it's normally
29.
yeah.
Don't worry, I know this character about this.
Make a strength check. You can use your armor strength, so it's a D12 plus.
I was gonna say, please let me use this armor strength because it's.
Use your wild die as well. D12 plus 4.
Oh, damn it. That's good.
All right, Robert.
12.
Yeah, it starts like coming in, crushing. You can feel some probing things going into your exposed hole.
This is why we told you to cover your hole.
Right.
No, I got instructions on how to cover the
So
hole. I didn't
once
tell
You
us.
feel
So when you
like
get
you feel
probed.
constriction, you feel all this other stuff, but worse than that, like when it's starting to touch you, you start to feel like reality is fragmenting and like you're on shrooms or some shit, but it's not taken root yet.
This is...
Is that noise your belly? Is that noise your belly or?
Oh, no, yeah, I'm about to make a hard decision right now.
All right.
It's bad.
Okay, so Splugorth went.
Like
The
worst
Alterans
round
went.
for them to go first.
The Metzlin went.
You can have a
The Legionnaires are running up. They can't see him anymore,
Okay.
so they're running up to where you guys are, but they're still pretty far behind.
They don't do
So-
shit anyway.
All right. Is Jack next? Like,
Yeah.
is that really?
Oh, yeah, 8. So.
All right.
Good, I got one whole Benny left. This ought to be good.
She's gonna call lightning down on the 2 Alterans.
Damn, just straight up call lightning down.
Like, she doesn't have a neural mace anymore, and these things are fervently and now that you're hemmed up fervently.
Yes. It's 2. I'm just mad because I got a higher score on my math test than I did my English test, and it kind of hurt my feelings.
They're fervently coming down on her. You're hemmed up, and that Splugorth is just going to be focusing on her next. So lightning bolt doesn't necessarily mean it's going to kill.
It's good stuff. That's where the tart's at.
So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that part, but it's just like
Swirl
it's,
Should be in there.
I'm the one jackass that didn't have a straw.
Oh god. One is shaken, the other is completely unaffected.
There it is.
Alright,
It's good, right?
out of the rest of you, who's next?
I believe 10 goes next.
Wow. Alright, 10.
Alright, so there's 3 disc-like things filled with prisoners around me
Yep.
that I can't jump or anything out of.
You can try to push through them. I mean, they
Well,
just
that's what I want to do.
they have hover engines on them.
The nearest one to me, I'm just going to run up and just try to shove it so I can get out.
You try to go to where 2 are overlapping and try to just push through the 2, where there's they're trying to stay together.
I feel like trying to move 2 It's going to be worse than just trying to push one out of the way.
I mean, if you go against one, you're going to be facing that full engine on you. If you try to go at the break point where it's at their edges, you can try
that
to.
would be better than 2 engines trying to stay closed.
But it's true in 2 engines that they're not like fully actuated. They just have that engine in the middle.
Whichever is the path of least resistance.
You think trying to push through, like, because there's already an opening there. So there's
I just have to...
You just have to, like, shoulder
really,
through
I just have
enough.
to kind of push it open enough to
it's
get
like...
through. So is this just a straight-up strength check?
Yeah. It is a straight check. It's like this. Like, if something was like this, or when it's actually like this, if you try to push at the center of the book, versus you try to push just through that corner.
Got it.
Like just boop. Just try to break that.
Oh fuck!
Excellent GM description.
Yeah.
Almost fucked up.
And you're a structural, you know demolitions and structures, so it makes sense to you.
That's not great.
That's
But
you can't penny that anymore. You need
that's
those
a
for
9.
soaks.
9 will do it. So you run up, you push it, and you push your way out. And you see Shawnee there, smoldering black hole. One of the Altera is down, looks shaken. The other Altera is coming at her. The barge now is just like almost on you guys. Like you can see the rain coming out and around this thing. It's bearing down.
I'm guessing that was my turn though, just to get out.
Unless you want to take it, like, what would -2 done to that roll?
I would have made it a 7.
Yeah, that would be. It
so-
took your all turn to shoulder out of
Spending
there.
my turn just getting out of
Fucking,
fucking.
just gotta bind you up.
All I want to do is this one thing to make James happy.
All right.
/ Mitch happy.
What you doing?
What are you doing?
Bad decision?
It's
a big decision.
It's a bad decision. So,
I'm very curious.
all right, Sugar. Set a timer for smoke launcher at 10 seconds. 1 dark, 1 area, whatever the regular smoke is.
Just regular, not IR.
No, what?
Infrared, not the one that.
So IR dark. Send the location of the Archimedes to Jimbo, and don't let him name it anything after a movie. Pop me out. And then I'm going to fire a laser as a secondary option at a negative or whatever that is.
Yep.
So
Now you're firing your
my personal
little laser. Okay.
I've got to roll out of the armor, so it's got to pop me.
So make an agility check to escape the armor. It's going to be -2 because you are grappled.
It's 5.
So that'd be 3.
No, 5 is the total -2.
That's enough for you to, like, the chest opens up, and you can slide out underneath the tentacles and get out from all that kind of stuff. You roll through. You still are, like, in this thing's canopy, like all of its stuff that's coming down.
Shit's going wrong.
Yeah, and you've gotten out of the armor, so you've got your gun out. Just go ahead and
Laser at it. Is that my regular shooting? Even though I'm
Yep, that is your regular shooting.
I'm still a pretty good shot.
Yeah, and that's what your entire character's about.
At a -4 at this point?
There'll be 2 for the wounds and 2
for the
thing,
multi-action. Yeah.
Better.
So 3 while shooting. I'm going to spend a Benny and add a 6.
Okay.
So make it a 10.
That'll hit with a raise.
Damage is... I didn't even write it down.
Wow. All right.
It's my laser gun.
You want me to use...
It's the C-27.
Just use whatever your...
I was say I have a C-18 laser pistol.
Yeah, just use that.
Alright, what is the damage on that?
2d6 with AP2.
It's definitely not what it was.
It was something pretty bad.
Yeah. So it's sorry. We'll do 1d6.
Is it on? You have your your glitter.
Oh
boy.
yeah. Wait. The glitter boy. It's part
It's
of
in his gear.
armor.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Okay. So look for the glitter boy personal equipment, and not the armor.
So, yeah,
It should be at the last thing, the last page, the last thing should be like equipment.
Just quick reference. Starting gear.
There it is.
It's the Wilkes 227 pulse laser pistol.
Oh, is that it? Is that all it has?
Yeah.
The damage in there is not going to be right.
I was right. I put 227. I thought it was Z27, but
227. All right. Well, Wilkes.
It's not about killing it.
I think you might have wanted to go off that because Wilkes
I
are
want to be real.
terrible.
It's not about hurting it.
All right.
Are you like sacrificing your character right now? Or what are you doing?
I'm busted. If I lose the armor, it's over. There's no way I'm losing the Archimedes.
Wilkes 227. Is that what you have?
Mm-hmm.
2d6 plus 1 AP 2. Yeah, I think you're better off with that.
So 2d6 plus 1?
Yep.
It's only slightly better than what I had.
But you have AP 4?
No, it's AP 2.
Okay, so it's got a little bit better.
And it's got the plus 1 in there.
Premier laser manufacturer.
14, 15.
15?
15 is the damage.
AP 2?
AP2.
Alright, so you start searing into some of like the barnacle sensor organs of it. It retracts, like you see burns into it, like it pulses and recoils from you. But this thing is just as tall as your armor, with all these little tentacle and things coming out. So like you're not like your armor's over there. You're in this canopy of tentacles and protuberances and pedipalps, the things from like spiders. Pedipalps are the two little things in the front. Like this little like vestigial limbs that are coming off of this thing. You're just under this canopy of bullshit.
Parasips? You're probably right. Because parasips doesn't make sense.
No, parasips is the like for a beetle. But like when they have the little like articulate, it's pedipalps or patipalps or something like that. But like there's all this like it's a fucking biological nightmare sitting above you.
I poop my Huntsman lightweight armor. It's the fear check.
Nope. I'm okay with you not being afraid of this. You're in a different mode. So the sugar in your earpiece is like, it's like, I'm sorry, but your safety is my primary concern. And the leg of the glitter boy comes up, and like you popped out and rolled out, so its leg comes up like this and just goes and kicks you. So it just like you rolled out this way, and it just went and kicks you, and you go tumbling out from underneath this thing. Gotcha. Make a vigor check to not be shaken.
To not be hurt.
The whole D6. That's not how you roll.
You are shaken, but you are now out from underneath this thing.
This is a hard round.
Fuck.
Sugar comes over your radio and says that your name is John?
James.
James.
It's been on the screen.
Right, it's on there somewhere.
I go by Jim, but James.
Kevin.
Says
Steve is
Beethoven shiny. James has left his power armor.
Okay.
I mean, don't I have an earpiece too? Can I?
You do.
Disregard. Yeah. So you yell that a couple times.
Like you were talking to her personally for all this. I'm assuming you weren't letting them know.
No, not at all. I was trying to be a secret about it.
I know, but Sugar. Yeah, I know. She's your daughter. She doesn't want you to die.
I don't want to die either. I'm just trying to make this work.
She is very concerned about you.
Well, I'm trying to distance. Well, I was skinny to her. That I'm trying to distance myself from you. One of us has to survive this.
Yeah.
It has to be you. It has to. The armor must go on. You are the armor now.
Your friends will save you.
No,
Your friends will save you.
They better not. God damn.
The sugar doesn't want your daddy to die.
I don't make a new character, but I can't lose the armor. I can't do it.
Okay.
It's too damaged. I can't fire it. It's on the ground. The gun is inoperable. It's open. It's broken. The front is burned. I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right. That was
that
it.
round. Yay.
There was no Joker in that.
Hey, where's your
right?
where's your cool round?
All right.
That's what we're waiting for.
Well, if I'm not trapped by something.
Yes. Come on,
Queen
Joker.
6.
Oh, it's like, come on, Joker. That's
I
all right.
mean-
That's like second place.
To me, I'm kind of just like, this is not a round where we want you to go first, because you... No offense, you are more or less useless now without your...
I have been useless since I got stabbed in the chest with a missile.
Not necessarily, you can still shoot and destroy
I couldn't
shit.
though. I was on the
6,
ground.
7, 9.
God damn it. For real? All clubs?
All clubs. You got to flush.
That should count for something. Free
like-
Benny.
I feel skinny.
I
need to shuffle
Flushed
better.
on 3
I
cards.
think we need to start adding cool card rules. Like if you get yourself on the card, and
Oh, that would happen all the time. There's so many glitter boys in that deck.
there's only like 2 or 3.
There's like 5. They're just like in weird
There's
spots.
only one dog boy
But
card, and
let's
it's
do-
a 3 of clubs.
Right. Let's do like if it's
like
the
the worst.
glitter boy card, like the dog boy card. There's an Atlantean card, but Sean, you got an ace and a 3.
Thank God.
Ace 3. Oh, God, I'm so like. This is like the toughest battle I think since the
This is a
fight in the
two-session-
mines.
This is a goddamn 6-hour battle. If we
These
don't finish this
motherfuckers better
session.
not get a Joker for 1. And then 2, I have a question no matter what time they go.
9 and Queen of Secrets over here.
Damn it, they would get a queen.
No, Johnny's first.
Shawnee
I
is
got a
first.
queen.
That's
too.
fine. But so,
I have the queen
even
of what?
as I know it's Shawnee's turn first, but is there like a free action to speak
Yes.
Oh, you can skin it if
based-
you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
based on the information we just heard from
Uh-huh.
Sugar?
Yes.
'Cause I know he's also yelling disregard,
Yep.
but like Sugar's an AI. I more or less will trust the AI more than I will.
Good to know.
I'm just saying the AI has no reason to lie. It's just performing.
It is based off of a living
I was gonna say it's not
AI.
quite an AI.
right,
It's just
but
how
I understand how you're viewing it. So go for it.
So I just want to ask Shawnee, did you hear that? We don't have a big cannon up there anymore. It's time to go. That's all I want to say to Shawnee before she does her action.
This fucking guy.
What the fuck do you want me to do?
I don't know, man. I'm losing my armor in a minute.
If you're not in the fight in your suit, then we don't have an advantage here anymore. I keep getting pinned down nonstop. This is frustrating as fuck.
This will be our first retreat.
Issue is, she can't fly either.
And I'm not in my suit. It's too late to run.
I mean, I was like, there's a lot of talking I could do tactics-wise, but I won't use it all as a free action.
No,
It's not my
no.
turn. I'll wait till my turn to do some more.
That's what I would have said through the speaker either way. Like, it's too late to run. We've got 4 of the 6
all right.
girls.
Yep. Well, five.
Five
One,
and five?
one is shaken on the ground. 4 are unconscious. 1 is up.
We're so close. We
So-
can't stop now.
Shawnee says to
You
you.
can't.
We can, but what the fuck?
So this is Shawnee says to you. Use your suit to get the 5 that are down. And she runs and jumps onto the barge. to take on the Splugorth slaver personally. You just see her run up to where like the rain is. She jumps. You see that grid, like just moves around her because it doesn't stop. It just stops attacks. It doesn't stop people. So she comes up and she is now like you see her like look around. So apparently she's in whatever invisibility thing that thing has going on, and she is now like looking like she's fighting something. You also hear the thing.
Speaking
Roar,
language, I still don't know.
Roar and almost into like taunting tones, speaking a language you
Like
don't
just
understand.
provoked her onto the barge. Get in there. What? No.
Like,
I didn't say that. I
I
said
did-
it's time to go.
You could, like,
I
you
didn't
could take
say
your,
go.
You could take your tow line,
It's so late.
like just tie all the girls up and jump out of there.
Don't spoil my plan.
Is your plan still doable?
I mean, it's
It's got to be edited slightly.
very similar to what he just mentioned. I've been waiting like 3 turns to do it, and I haven't been able to. It's killing me on the inside. Are you spinning another penny?
Yes, and it was worth it. So you see her jump up on whatever that thing is. Like she looks up, she kind of like ducks down and comes up with her Kopesh, and you just see like she gets splattered with this crazy like blue, gray, green goo. Like could be blood or something. Just as she cuts into something, you hear the Splugorth.
Good, now they get to go.
Yep. The
Initiative is bulls.
initiative is
It's like
bullshit.
literally you've had bad initiative 3 times since October. So suck it up. Deal with your bad. You're bad.
I was gonna pay such an homage to like you.
I
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to now.
yeah. This isn't good.
Is it the other people's turn?
Yes.
I got the Queen of Diamonds.
They have the Queen of Spades.
Oh.
Fuck, I go last, really?
Oh my god. Like, so Shawnee's looks like. You see her dodging, like, invisible somethings. Like, she's going crazy. She parries something. Like, she's just up there, like.
She's not affected by the invisibility of the spell?
She's inside now. She's inside the invisibility sphere.
So you only see her.
So like everyone else just sees her. Like, I guess I could make her disappear, but that's not cinematic. So I think it's cool that you're still seeing her.
At least I can see her.
Yeah, you can see her because you're down there, whatever.
He
like,
probably can't see shit.
It's all
Yeah,
smoke.
well, you're not-
It's
He's
all
just
fucking
he's
smoke
just
for
a
me.
dude
Like,
out
yeah,
in the
that
world
thing is
laying on
like-
his back.
that thing is using
No,
all
I'm
of
on my
its.
feet.
You're shaking as fuck.
That thing's... Oh, I'm shaking.
You're
I'm
shaking.
on my back.
That thing is using all of its tentacles to try to bind her up. It's trying to hit her with the staff, and she's just like dodge, dodge, dodge. Like it didn't roll better than a 5.
Oh, Shawnee, go.
So
That's not what I meant by we need to go earlier, but that's fine.
the Altera looks back at the barge, looks over at you, and is making a decision.
What am I?
1, 2.
Okay. Fuck.
So it comes after you. So the Altera tries to stun blast you.
Well, this could really be bad.
It misses.
Thank God. I fuck.
So Sugar, after seeing the message, powers down the armor, except for you still hear the coil hum of the gun, since you're right there. But you hear like the entire armor kind of go off. But you can also still hear that the beacon that you told her to send the message.
So she better do her fucking job.
Yeah.
Get back in
She's-
that armor to fix that shit.
She sent the message off to. You sent it to.
So it's a Jimbo,
Jimbo.
but I mean,
Yeah.
it would be just the team. That's
Right,
the only
right,
thing I
right.
could think of
So
was Jimbo.
the-
I'm sure she would
Maybe
send it to
Honeycomb, he's probably scouted out.
I'm sure she would send it to everybody. I said
Yeah,
Jimbo, but it's
So the
same
distress
thing.
signal is still broadcasting. The coil is still on, but it's to you. You hear the armor just like. So you don't know what she's done, or like she's trying to power down. She's trying to make it not a target because you kind of want to preserve it, right? So the Metzla has a decision to make. 1, 2, 3. It goes after the pilot.
What pilot? Like him?
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Wow.
So
it wasn't even. It's got to be even.
Do you want to? No, I'm down for being. I'm down for being even. Like there's the whole.
Wait, what's the other decision? It goes after
me.
It goes after
roll
him.
it. Roll it again. Roll it. Just roll it. Excited.
So 1, 2, 3. It goes after the pilot. 4. It keeps attacking the armor.
Okay, see that's you said the pilot, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like what
But
else?
it rolled off the thing,
It
so
was,
I have to.
this guy is crazy.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it's going after you. So it starts undoing itself from that, and it starts to come towards you.
However, you actually
Tentacles
want it
are
to go
coming
after
out.
you, not the armor.
It can't. I can't lose that armor.
Yeah. You're
that's not
stunned. So it wraps you up in your comm as just a whisper. Sugar tells you, move it in line, she says.
All right.
But you're now getting like...
That's them.
That's them.
Move it in line. Don't.
All right.
So you have to recover
Spirit?
from being shaken. Spirit, do you have combat reflexes?
Yes.
Okay, so that gives you a +2 to this roll.
Damn, you're banging on the table. I need to show everyone I'm going last.
You get an 8.
8 is enough to recover from shaken and act. You are entangled though.
Pulling it. I'm gonna crawl towards the legs of the glitter
So the
boy.
agility and strength thing is a -2.
Right.
Correct.
So you're going to need to make a couple rolls here. First, you're going to need to make a strength or agility,
Whichever's higher.
whichever's higher.
All right. 7. -2 for -2 for the wounds.
-2 for that.
So 5.
So you're going to reroll, you're going to add a Benny.
So you were at a
That's
-4 all day, right?
Make it a 6.
Okay. It's enough to start moving, start crawling. Now you're going to need to make me a spirit check against the mind-altering effects. Do you have any like anti-fear, anti-any of that?
Nothing.
Okay.
And what is he a minus at for this one? Just
he's
the
just
two.
a minus 2.
So 4. I got a 4.
So 4 is enough to stave off the primary effects, but your reality is starting to break around you. While you're crawling and all that, if you want to keep pulling the trigger on that thing, you can do so with like a -6.
No, I want both my hands on the ground.
Okay.
I need to drag.
Crawl,
You could really stormtrooper the shit out of that thing.
Right? I think I've already done that.
You're starting to crawl and slip through and try to get crawl around.
I'm sure I'm also
'cause,
shaking my head.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot,
just sitting there like the gun is laying there and you're trying to crawl across.
His name is Dick Fuel. Sorry.
Dick Fuel, loud.
There in the chat is
Dick Fuel.
Dick Fuel.
What is Dick Fuel, by the way?
I'm not really sure what Dick
I don't
is.
know. But
Is
Is
it
it
blood?
the balls?
Is it
the
blood like
balls?
or is it the gonads? Like, are we talking about what powers the dick to grow, or are we talking about what powers comes out of the dick?
I don't know. Let's focus because this is
All right.
this is like
Okay,
I'm about to be.
you go last.
We can't
I
give
go.
up. We can't.
I'm not entangled. There's
You're not
nothing
entangled, you're not
impeding my
blocked, you're
path.
not anything. There is a warrior woman shooting at you with a stun blaster.
But she's shooting at me. She's not like close.
She's
right?
not close. Mm-mm.
Am I close to all the unconscious warrior women?
Yes.
So I'm gonna use the rope that I got from Iggy's body. I'm gonna tie up all these unconscious warrior
You have a
women.
toe inch on the can opener.
Don't give a
Doesn't
shit.
don't give a shit.
I want to use the rope.
The rope is
I've been
important.
trying to use this rope that you've had since day one.
Yep.
The rope is important.
Make
I want to tie up all the
Physics.
four unconscious ones.
Yeah,
the one
five
that's
ones.
shaken.
Get her.
She could wake up. I don't want to deal with that.
So tie.
Can
it
I
and,
tie her too?
Yeah, you can absolutely.
Fuck it.
Make an agility test.
Oh,
Re-roll that.
Yeah, definitely re-roll that one.
It's like, this is my big move, and I'm like, let's suck at it.
Perfect ones.
Really?
Yeah.
1-1.
It's a critical failure.
I can't believe that just happened.
That's real. That's real.
All
I've
right,
been
so like
saving up for this move.
you go, like you run over, like you reach back. Okay.
That rope is bad luck.
No, yeah, it is. And here's what
I
happens.
tried, Fred.
You reach back.
I used the rope.
I get it. I'm glad you held on to it.
You stride forward.
Oh, no.
You slide into like the
We're all
midst
gonna
of the
die.
four
No, we're
warrior
not.
women. You reach back into the pack that's holding the rope, and you pull it out, and you realize that through all the blasts, the electricity, the plasma that's been hitting you, you just pull out ash. Like it was still in the thing of the rope, but it's like, and like you just in the midst of this, like you're like, I'm gonna honor his memory and all this stuff. And you're like, and it just
That actually honors his
disintegrates.
memory pretty good.
Disintegrates in your hand
The rope is dust.
and erased from the character sheet.
Oh, been there for a long time.
The last remnant of Iggy is gone. All right.
I've been trying for 3 turns just to tie them up with a rope. It's literally all I wanted to do.
And now you're like some bad memories flooding in. Now you're about to lose the glitter boy.
How do I spend a Benny to reroll a critical fail?
You can't. That's the one thing you cannot do in this game. Is you can never if you roll a critical failure, you can do nothing to prevent it.
No, what I'm saying, like, I spent a Benny.
Oh, you spent a Benny to roll into
critical.
a critical failure.
Like,
That's pretty bad.
Like, how does that
That's
happen?
bad.
Like, I rolled a 2-1. I re-rolled a 1-1. Can we go back to the end of the world game where we're rolling low as kid?
Right?
Don't dare me to roll low. I'm a fucking expert. What's going on right now?
I didn't want to show the initiatives.
Oh,
But I
okay.
wanted to draw them. So now I know how this next turn's going to turn out.
Regardless of my situation, though, I do still have my toe line that I could still...
You do still have a
Oh,
toe line.
yeah. I can still do what I planned on doing, which was...
Tying them all up and jumping the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, no offense to my co-team here, but, like... If we can escape with some of the warrior women away from the Splugorth, like, that's half the mission, sort of.
It is.
I'm curious about what's happening with Sugar in the suit, and...
Alright.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah. I got this.
Do you?
And see you next week. Just kidding.
Yep, we're
What a stopping
closing
point
up.
that would be.
I know, we're getting real
5.
close. So.
Joker.
Oh, thank God.
No. I mean, cool.
At least we get some fucking bennies, to the very least.
Yeah, I need it. I'm sorry.
2, 4, 7.
Motherfucker, are you kidding me?
I am not. 3 ace for Shawnee. And 2, 5 for the
We
Splugor.
already drew those? They were just...
Because you went to the bathroom,
Oh,
and I
oh.
just
You
went
didn't
ahead
want to
and
show
pulled
them till you
out.
got back.
Yeah, I didn't want to call them out, but I wanted to get them ready.
Yes, they fucking go last, thank God.
All right. Joker, do you want to do anything starting? Or do you want to wait?
Well, hold on for a second.
All right. So, Shawnee goes next. She is still going toe-to-toe with the Splugorth Slaver. She hits the Splugorth Slaver again
So much for that giant pile of things.
Yeah, she's gone through them to avoid shaking, to avoid a bunch of stuff. She seems like she's striking something, but she doesn't seem like as confident. She's not getting coated in slaver blood this time.
All right, let's
You want to go?
pull it some more.
All right.
And this is at a minus what?
It's -2 for my wounds, so
Just for the
5.
wounds?
Oh, is there more minuses?
Now you have 2 for entangled.
4, so 3.
Adding a
Add a
d6 for
D6.
your roll.
Adding a d6.
Nice.
9, 12.
So you're pulling and dragging yourself through. You grab like the leg of it. You move just that last inch, and it pulls like it's trying to follow and keep over top of you, and even kind of smother you down a little bit. But it has gone in front of the cannon now. And Sugar says, "The coil is charged. I have primed the trigger to your Wilkes laser pistol."
I thought it was buried in the dirt. Let's do it. I mean, if it's free action, so
Yep, you just pull the trigger. What you're shooting?
10. Also, I have to roll against the effects of the
The
beam
yep,
gun.
yes, you do. The deafening.
Well, there's other things too.
Ooh. Wow.
So did you just roll more or less his shooting die?
I did, yes, because he pulled the trigger, but it's all about him moving that thing over. She just had the coil hot,
And you staged it.
and I staged it. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so yeah, roll the vigor. I think.
It's vigor -2, so vigor -4.
That's not good.
I got this.
He's got this.
Hey, you do got this. Roll that one again.
8,
8,
4
4?
for not going deaf or being shaken.
All right,
That's
so
maybe doable.
you hear the boom gun. Like after all of this, like you had radio silence from him for like the last 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 20 seconds. It seems like an eternity with all this fighting going on. You thought you lost him. Boom. So a couple things happen. You go flying. You're not shaken, but you
that's
just
right. I
yeah,
do.
you just tuck up, and you end up like on your knees. You're not entangled anymore. You're sitting there like because you ran over and you got the rope and you're like, oh, this. You look up at Shawnee and and like boom, and you turn and you look back and you see a shiny metal object come off the canyon wall and fall down into the canyon as the glitter boy the recoil just throws it off the canyon side, and you get pushed back, and then there's just parts and disgusting and ectoplasm and goo just splattered everywhere over top of you. It's like you also raining like spores or something of what is left of that Metzlin. You just like click your like mask on. So you go one way, tumble. The glitter boy goes the other way, off the canyon wall and down into the canyon.
That's not good.
No, that is not good at all.
What happens to the...
The
It's
Metzlin's
gone.
dead.
Yeah, it's dead. That thing is pieces.
I can't believe I successfully rolled a d6 against a -4.
With biddies.
All
All
right. I
right.
didn't even spend my Betty.
Oh, no, you
No, that was a natural. I rolled 2. One of them was a 6, and I re-rolled again.
Nice. All right. That's you, yeah.
That's toe line time.
Roll your agility.
Which D10? Because I suck at rolling D10s,
Use
apparently.
his D10. Use my D10 that I just rolled for his shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, oh, that's good too. 11.
All right, so you just, like through underarm over this. You zip them all up. You can essentially take the toe line and put it behind you, and now you're wearing a Altera Warrior Woman backpack. Zip. Of course, jumping and all that kind of stuff may cause injury, but
Fuck them.
they're
Yeah.
unconscious and the enemy still. So,
Do I have to wait a turn until I jump?
yes, because that took all the action. Fuck. It's them.
We have a new backpack.
This session has not been great for me.
It's almost over. It's been good for you.
I mean,
Jesus.
don't get me wrong.
I've had a tough time with my full life.
So she's parrying and doing more like crazy dodging and up there on the barge, and over there like the radio, she's like, "What was that? What was that? Is James still alive?"
Who knows at this point?
Right. You can't, like, even with the saving the thing, you can't hear anything this turn that's said through the radio.
Absolutely not.
Can I respond right now?
Yeah, you can respond.
I just say I have no idea, but his glitter boy armor went off, and it's shot down in the canyon now.
He would just be like, it looks like he's in the canyon. He wouldn't even know that I got out yet.
Except for the fact that
Sugar said that you got out.
told us.
Oh,
But-
that's right. She did say I got out.
But that now, like, that's like 2 turns. She doesn't. You guys don't know if you got back in. Like, who shot the gun?
That's true.
If you're not in it, so that's normally not a thing. Okay.
Was there?
There was a Joker. Yeah. Oh, you got it. All right. Oh, sorry, I wasn't done. The Altera Morgan woman that's still up. She grabs the one that's shaken. So the one that's shaken is like shaking it off and getting up. She grabs her as she's standing up, and she runs towards you, carrying the other one. And as she like runs up, looking like she's going to attack you or cut you open, she drops her vibro sword and like kind of just grabs your arm and says, "Take me with you."
Well, there's one less thing shooting at us.
One less thing. As the light kind of dawned in her mouth. I mean, she doesn't have eyes. So once you realized that you were tying everyone up to take them away.
And what the slaver preoccupied with Shawnee, you can't give her direct demands, so
Yep.
or commands, I should say.
9-4.
That's fine.
Flush, and you got your big mech again, the Marauder, I think it's called, or something like that. Oh, the upside down one.
Oh, God, give me a goddamn.
2, 7, ace.
Oh, thank God.
Of clubs.
That is of clubs, but I'll take it.
The good boy gets all the babes.
I'm gonna make off with the babes in my life.
Like when you're back in town, you're like, that was easy. We're like, fuck you.
A pair for Shawnee, 10-10. Uh-oh. 5 and Mystery Queen for the Slugorth.
Hey, got that ace though.
Alright, so ace.
I got my women's, I got my bitches, as I would say.
Yeah,
I'm a dog.
your
No
dog.
Offense to the ladies. I'm jumping the fuck out. I'm
Up to the north side of the canyon. It's the closest side, otherwise you'd have to make multiple jumps to get out. But
And-
he is on the south side of the canyon. Or the glitter boy has fallen on the south side of the canyon ahead of you. But you're getting out of here mission correct.
There's Behemoth Explorer.
Yeah, that thing. I'm going to catalog this tree. But that's not that thing.
No.
And if I
Yeah.
can skinny it all to honeycomb the situation.
And the ranger, like, it's not Honeycomb that's nearby, it's those rangers, but they relay.
Okay.
They have a relay going, so.
I just want to see in a situation and be like, I need an extract.
Success, come and get us. Success, come and fucking get us.
It's like, extraction is already on the way since Plato sent up his distress. Jimbo is inbound, Sugar Sisters are covering.
And I have 6 warrior women with me.
Alright. So,
We need a hot tub.
you jump
Okay.
up to the side of the canyon.
Because they look like this. Hot tub.
They do have, all of them have +2 charisma for attractiveness because they're bioengineered that way. They are hot, but they literally have no eyes. Like, there's nothing there.
Who needs eyes?
Says the guy looks like a dog.
Alright.
I'm just role playing my character.
You've jumped. You've been told extraction's on the way. You're up on the canyon wall now. You have a what? Nope, you have a 9, right?
Yeah,
Sure has. So,
pretty last.
Queen Lesplugorth. Lesplugorth sees what occurs, sees you jumping out with all the warrior women. Saw the Metzlin, his last trick up his sleeve destroyed. He roars and tries to capture Shani.
Using
His tentacles and his staff.
his plasma staff?
No.
Or the stun?
No, the thing that he has, it's actually got a living organism
It
in
turned out
it.
that the barge is where the plasma cannon was. He's holding a stun arm. And
He's got a plasma cannon
Oh, he does.
on his arm.
His staff is a stun.
His staff is a magical staff. It's a techno-wizard staff with a living organism in it.
Oh yeah, I forgot it. It has its own
Yep.
maneuvers or moves.
Does it show him with the staff on that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
It's a eye of Elor in there. Like, it's got a little eye in there,
That's
right?
exactly what it is.
So he's got the staff, which he's trying to use against her to enfeeble her. He's got his stun thing on his arm, or his plasma blaster on his arm, but he's not using that. He's just trying to staff her and enfeeble her, plus the tentacles. He gets all those attacks with all those tentacles. And he's got a stun launcher on the barge itself that's going to try to shoot her. And one of the tentacles does entangle her if she does not roll better than a 15 on her
Vigor check?
strength or agility. But she has kicked off of her super strength, so she's now at a D12 plus 4.
She's got a stage of 12 and then roll like an 8.
12, D6. Like, so she rolled a 4 on her D12 and a 2 on her D6. Her strength is plus 4, so she got an 8 and a 6. Do you think she should roll a D6 and add it, or re-roll this whole time, the whole
She
entire
has a
thing?
14 right now?
No, she has an 8 or a 6.
Oh.
So she
Because even if she rolls a d6, it won't be enough, so she
Yeah.
has to reroll.
Because she has to get a 15 to resist, right?
She's got to get it over a 15.
Did you roll a
I
12?
rolled a 12.
Alright, here comes the staged 8.
22,
There we go.
27, 26. So 26, yeah, she's like, wraps on the tentacle, like, "Gah!" Some more goo and blood as she, like, rips the tentacle off of her.
It should be fine.
Alright, and she is jumping the hell out of there. She is disengaging. Ganope.
Nope.
Ganope disengaging, jumping off the barge and running off through the dark smoke towards where you said the glitter boy landed.
Just so you know, the G is a good out silent, so
Ganot.
you're pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, Ganope. Ganope. Go.
I'm gonna lay in the grass. and contemplated existence for a moment or two. Oh, wait, this side.
All right. She's ganoping out of it. Yeah, I don't know if you... I know you were here for a little bit of it, but in our D&D game, our gnome ganopes out of all situations. His favorite action is disengage.
Darts and disengage.
Darts and disengage.
D&D.
He throws darts, and he disengages from combat. So it's darts and disengage. Tomorrow night, we're playing darts and disengage.
Actually, if it's a G assigned with it, it's disney.
And disney. It's good known. We're gonna cut it there. The frantic escape, trying to get out of this place. The barge is still up. The slaver's still in it. It's still invisible.
You have some legionnaires coming back. My armor is in a different place than you.
Yeah, your armor's down in the canyon. Shawnee's still down in the canyon, along with these legionnaires and the barge. You have 6 warrior women.
I'm bleeding very badly.
Right. You're super wounded. You have extraction coming in, but what are you going to ask them to do? And how are you going to help that situation?
Absolutely.
Are they going to have to go down in the canyon and get the Glitter Boy armor out and save Shawnee? Are they going to pick you up because the primary mission is to get the Altera warrior women? What if these legionnaires have some more anti-air or anti-armor? The barge is still down there doing whatever it's going to do when that thing flies over. How are you going to cover it? So these are things to think about. Dayton, take us out.
Damn it, I took us out on D&D.
Did you take us out on D&D?
Just never say bye enough. Just say bye.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wileyverse. This has been Wiley, Mitch, and me. We'll see you next time.
Which is tomorrow for D&D.
For D&D.
Darts and disengage. You better be here for the Sentinel feat. That plays havoc with that. Sentinel feat. Oh, yeah. It's a feat in D&D. We'll look at that tomorrow. Thanks for watching.